Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent. But be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Hello and welcome to Lapel High School, one of the classic venues in Indiana high school basketball. And tonight on Indiana SRN, we're playing 2. The ladies go off first in a couple minutes, followed by the gentlemen after that. Stay tuned to Indiana SRN, Lapel and Guerin Catholic next. On behalf of Vice President of Operations Keith Myers, our producer Jerry Collins, Grant Nelson on the cameras, and my partner in crime, Charles Benberry, I'm Jonathan Mathis. Hello and welcome to Lapel. It's Guerin Catholic and the Lapel Bulldogs on this. Welcome to the not a new century, but welcome to the future. 2020, first game of this new decade, and we have what should be quite an interesting one. Guerin Catholic, the ladies, have been on a roll of late. They've won 3 of their last 4, including one of their little tournament games that end the calendar year 2019. Lapel, on the other side, has won 10 games. They're 10th in Class 2A, and they are on a 2-game win streak too. The Bulldogs have been strong all season. Their head coach, Zach Newby, likes where the Bulldogs are trending, and they will be a challenge tonight for Guerin, especially on the glass. Lapel averages 33 rebounds per game, and they get 12 steals per game. 2 things to look out for if you're Guerin Catholic. Guerin will have to counter with an improving jump shooting team, but if they live up to their 20 turnovers a game, it could be trouble. But Charles, if Guerin's going to have much success, Nicole Cunningham's got to step up for him.
Yeah, and she seems to be the player for that team. She's averaging 13 points per game on this young season so far. 4 rebounds per game. She doesn't shoot the ball from 3 particularly well, only 28%. But where she really excels for this Eagles team, is at the free throw line. 76% free throw shooter. So look for her to be aggressive, get to the free throw line, try to get some easy points for this Eagles team. And if they can get her going offensively early on, look out for this team because she's going to need her teammates to really rally to the side her and right next to her to try to beat this Lapel Bulldog team, as you mentioned, off to a good start at 10-3.
For Lapel, they're more of a Three Musketeers style, the all for one, not so much the one for all, but they can get you from a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah, and so Lapel is, as you mentioned, a really balanced team, 57 points per game, shoot 40% from the field, and you already mentioned 33 rebounds per game. So once the team is missing, they're getting that basketball and they're pushing it out in transition, which is exactly what Coach Newby wants his team to do. And as you mentioned, that's where the 57 points per game comes from. And it's all led by, most of their starters average double digits. You had a chance to talk to Coach before this game starts tonight, and he mentioned doubles. And that's really, all the starters are really averaging double figures, and it's all led by their star player, I would say, Ashton Ullman, 11 points per game, 6 boards a game, also shooting 48% from the free throw line and 55% from the field. So she's going to be their main scorer. They're going to run their offense through her. But it's not just a one-person team, as Coach Newby mentioned to you. Everyone on this team can score and is capable of scoring double digits tonight. And Guerin's defense is really going to have to be tight and really protect that perimeter because, as we mentioned, Lapel can light it up at any point.
Lapel is 10-3 on the season. Guerin Catholic enters the night at 4-8, but after rebounding from a dreadful start at 1-7. The Golden Eagles carry some momentum into the new year, and when we come back from our first break, we will look at the starting lineups for both of these 2 teams. It's Lapel and Guerin on Indiana SRN. Tonight,
ads like this keep popping up, but I see through them because those bait clouds people claim are just water vapor.
instead of going to break, let's go ahead and look at those starters, Charles.
Okay.
First for Lapel, they basically have 5 different guards to run. Running the point is number 11, Morgan Knepp. She is a senior. She averages 8.6 points per game and is the leading assist man for Lapel at underlying factor where both of these two teams, their boys teams, have had so much success, especially even in this century, since 2000, where the girls teams are trying to catch up to what the boys have been offering. Lapel has been good. They've been over 500 since 2012, but the girls team for Guerin, 6 losses last year, 6 losses the year before that, 7 wins, I should say. 6 wins, 7 wins. This is an opportunity where you're having two teams that are trying to build a culture go against each other.
And both teams are pretty consistent, as you mentioned. The first time we walked in here, you said, have you seen their pregame show? So we'll see if we get that tonight. The boys won their state championship a couple years ago, 2016. Girls are trying to get to that point here. So, they're off to a good start, 10-3 for the Lapel ladies. And it's all about consistency. You mentioned 7-7, 6-7, but now they have 10 wins on the year so far. So, so far so good for this Lapel offense. Let's see if they can continue that throughout this new decade in 2020.
Now we will be ready for our first break, and when we come back, we'll get you set for the tip between this girls basketball game between number 10 Lapel and 4-8 Guerin Catholic.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Welcome back, everyone. Lapel High School is the site for tonight's game between the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles and the Lapel Bulldogs. We get 2 of them this evening. First, the ladies will take to the court, then the gentlemen will follow. Guerin Catholic's women's basketball team is 4-8 on the year, Lapel 10-3. There are some similarities between these two teams, both not the best.
Start to go your way and tend to go your way and go win some basketball games. So, maybe Guerin's off to a slow start, but if they continue to pass the basketball, get 17 assists per game, I think that wins will start coming their way.
Let's pause on the girls' game. Let's turn our attention to the boys' game later, preview that a little bit. You'll be having the play-by-play for that. What are you looking forward to in what should be a very compelling matchup between two teams that have really been rounding into form of late?
Yeah, both of these two teams are pretty much even. Guerin 7-2 for the men's team. Lapel is 6-3. Both coaches are pretty, or Coach Bobby Allen at least is in his second year at Guerin, 2013. Jimmy Howell for Lapel has been here 16 years, coaching for 39, almost 40 years. Over 600 wins for Coach Jimmy Howell, but they both have scores. Bernie McGinnis, I'm really excited to see him for Guerin. He's averaging 22 points per game and 8 boards for Guerin. He's number 30 in the state in scoring for Guerin, so very excited to kind of see how he goes against this Lapel defense who doesn't give up that many points per game. Their leading scorer, Kobe Bullard, 12 points per game, but they're more of a let's share the basketball, let's have a balanced team effect for Lapel. Guerin is more of a one-person, let's get it to Bernie McGinnis and kind of hope he can lead us to the promised land. So we have two different strategies for both of these teams. Guerin, again, 7-2. Lapel, 6-3. Lapel coming off a state championship, as we mentioned, a couple years ago in 2016. So they've had some returners coming back from that squad. It's going to be interesting between experience and youth, I think, for both of these coaches and both of these teams. So you're excited to see how that second game's going to go.
Yeah, it's compelling when you look at the similarities. You pointed this out, but the similarities between the two. Guerin averages, the boys team, 63 points per game. Lapel, 64. They both keep their opponents to around 50 points per 51 actually. It's really going to be an interesting matchup later tonight on these same virtual airwaves to see these two teams that are so nearly identical.
Yeah, they're really similar teams. It's really just going to come down to can Lapel stop Bernie McGinnis. I think that's going to be the key. Again, when you average 22 points a game, as coaches and players say, he's a bucket getter, and that's exactly what he can do. Get to the free throw line. He can shoot from the field, get to the free throw line, get inside the paint, shoot the three. So Bernie McGinnis can really do just about anything that a coach wants you to do. It's going to come down to how can Lapel limit his baskets. Bernie's going to get his points. I think that's just a given. Can Lapel stop him, and can they stop him in different ways than just going man-to-man? They're going to have to go play some zone, maybe some 1-2-2, some 2-3, something to try to slow him down. But, Coach Bobby Allen comes from Cathedral and Coach Scott Hicks, so he knows the winning ways for basketball, and he's done a really, really good job here at Guerin Catholic. So, again, interesting matchup they have. Both teams very, very similar. It's a toss-up, I think, of who can really come out and win this game. Excited to have it.
So that will be then, this is now. What do you want to see out of both these teams? If they're going to be victorious tonight, what do the girls need to do for Lapel and for Guerin Catholic? First for Lapel.
Well, I'll start with Lapel, as you mentioned. So I think they're going to have to slow down again. Nicole Cunningham throwing different bodies at her, maybe switching some things up on the defensive side. Instead of man-to-man, maybe try a 1-2-2 or a 3-2. Try to make them go inside. They don't shoot the ball very well, so make them forced to score points inside the paint instead of perimeter. If you're Guerin, I'm interested to see if they can have some other key role players score besides Nicole Cunningham. Again, on paper, it looks like they have sort of a balanced attack. A couple players averaging over double digits, but one of those players has only played one game on varsity this year. She scored 12 points, so you take her out of the equation, you really only have one or two people that are scoring double digits. So the role players for Guerin are really going to have to step up, especially if Nicole Cunningham does not get off to a strong start. If they can't score the basketball, or if they're not getting to the foul line, making this Lapel team really work on the offensive end, it's going to be a long night for Guerin. But, again, with this new strategy that Coach wants to implement, it's kind of a whole new kind of a reset to this season. So interested to see how that's going to play out.
Some of the tail of the tape for tonight's game. Lapel is the 16th ranked team per the Sagarin rankings in Class 2A. Guerin is 54th in 3A. They are close enough in the Sagarin total numbers. Lapel is 68 points. Guerin Catholic 61. The Golden Eagles average scoring 46 points per game, and they give up 47. Lapel scores 58, and they give up 42, although Lapel's offense has been on the skids as of late. not where Coach Zach Newby wants them to be. They started out the year with a 73-point onslaught against Cecina, beating the Crusaders 73-21, and then they followed up 2 games later, beating Elwood 88-32. They have not come anywhere close to that as of late, although last time out when they beat Frankfurt, they beat the Hot Dogs 67-18. Now that also is indicative of the quality of basketball of Frankfurt currently, but Lapel, they can score. They have not done so too much as of late. Guerin Catholic has struggled to score much offensively. Their most they've had this season was against Indiana Math and Science, whom they beat 80-16, which is a big number that the Math and Science kids, I'm sure, could tabulate for you. Guerin Catholic will be starting with who we gave them to you. Katie Koger, Delaney Klee, Catherine Loso, Nicole Cunningham, and Olivia Labus. Nicole Cunningham is the leading scorer for Guerin and the leading scorer in the game entering tonight. She averages 13.4 points per game and has a season high of 31. Lapel will be starting all players with double-digit numbers, which is fitting because they're capable of scoring in the double-digit. Every one of them is able to do that, and we might see multiple of them tonight. Number 11, Morgan Knepp, will be running the point. She is joined by 4 guard forwards, McKinley Taylor, Lily Daniels, Delaney Peoples, and Ashlyn Allman. And now as we see, here come the Bulldogs as they're being still introduced. And then we'll be ready to tip.
A little confusion there as McKinley Taylor thought her number was called. I think you might have some pregame jitters here. You know, and you look at kind of the team out there for Lapel. They have some size on the court, which might play a key role for this game. You know, you see the players out on the court, especially I believe McKinley Taylor, who we mentioned already. McKinley Taylor, a tall player, and also number 42, super tall, Ashlyn Allman, who is their leading scorer and really their main threat. So it's going to be a battle of the centers, it seems to look like here, or forwards if you want to go that, between Olivia Labus and Ashlyn Allman.
To do the jump will be Olivia Labus and Allman, as Charles just pointed out, and it's won by Lapel. So we'll be moving towards our left to begin this game. Running the point for Lapel, Knepp, working it right from the top of the key, and here comes the bit of the weave for the Bulldogs. They're very good at shooting inside, not so great from the outside. They're shooting 28% from 3 this season, although this is wide open. Nice shot, and it's 3-0.
You see by the defense there, they didn't get up. They were in the weave play, but they seem to have lost a player at the top of the key, and she knocks down an easy 3.
Running the point for Guerin Catholic is Koger, but she had to give it off to Klee. Now from the right side, a 3 missed by Cunningham, is shooting 30% from 3 this season. And here comes Lapel looking to add to their 3-point lead. On the drive was Taylor, inside, off the glass, too strong. She stepped back inbounds, but you can't do that, and it's a turnover.
A wild shot there by Taylor. She got inside, tried to do a Euro step with the left-hand layup, but went high off the backboard, and as you mentioned, out of bounds when you caught that basketball. Got to make sure you establish feet inside.
1 minute gone, 3-0 the score. Working it around the perimeter, left side, Loso drops it back out, a 3 to tie, no good. That was Klee. Now here's Koger. Fakes the jumper, has it stripped away, and it is off of Katie. Lapel ball.
And I thought she was going to shoot that 3. She had a wide open shot, did Koger off of the rebound, elected to take it inside, but I think that's what Coach wants. If you have that shot, just take it, because right now we're not scoring enough. The more shots you put up, shots will have to eventually fall in.
1 turnover apiece here in the early going, 1:20 into this one. From that far side, nice defense by Cunningham, but able to slip around was Taylor. Works it inside, still battles, and gets her first 2 points of the contest. 5-0 Lapel. It's Katie Koger running. An excellent point guard. She's the leading assist man for Guerin. The leading rebounder for the Golden Eagles is Olivia Labus at 7.9. And we see our first foul of the game.
And a good drive there by Olivia Labus. She got the ball, as you saw, off the free throw line, but she doesn't settle for a shot. Take the ball to the basket, get to the free throw line. You mentioned she's a pretty good free throw shooter for this team. Get to where your strong suits are, which for her is the free throw line.
70% on the season. Perfect to begin tonight. That's the first points by Guerin. Olivia Labus, she scored 10 plus 7 times this year. She's also dabbles in soccer and volleyball. But she distributes her athleticism in multiple capacities. Here's an errant pass. Look out in the front row, and there's another turnover.
You mentioned both teams turn the ball over quite a bit. Lapel, that's their second turnover so far. Guerin, one. They're going to have to limit their turnovers tonight. The more you have the basketball and keep this Lapel offense off the offensive side, it's going to bode well for your defense.
Koger goes down low. Olivia Labus gives it back to Katie. 3 from the corner. She's left it short. Loso battles for it, but coming up with it's Daniels. And here is Nept for Lapel. Cut off at the pass by Koger. Now Lapel slowing things down. Daniels looks inside. That one thrown, tipped by Lapel.
And you can see
tipped by Guerin.
You see the defensive pressure that they're putting on Nept. Starting once she crosses that half-court line, they're putting pressure on her, which is good because you don't have that clear pathway to pass the ball inside. Defense so far good for Guerin.
Up top it is Peoples, who just inbounded it. Goes down low to Taylor. And McKinley gets her first points, or gets her 4th point of the game. And the lead is back to 5. Cunningham from the right wing. Goes baseline. Nice move. Quick burst, but her shot was altered by Nept. Here's the Bulldogs in transition. Daniels pulls it back up. Dumps this one back to Peoples. And now a 3 on the way, but just short by Taylor. Labus comes out with it with 5 minutes to go here in the first. Coast to coast. Contact, no whistle, and Olivia gets it back. Pops it there. Good.
2-point baskets, good.
4 for Olivia Labus, and it's a 3-point game.
Unfortunate for her because she tried to Euro step around to get a layup. Shot was blocked, but the ball tipped to her, and if you can knock down a 7-foot shot, that's going to be, automatic for her.
Yeah, she was given space too. Nept drives in and is pushed from behind by Koger.
Guerin Catholic foul, charge number 1. Katie Koger, her first. Team's first.
1 foul apiece for these two teams. Just about 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. Game 1 of a doubleheader here in Indiana SRN. The boys play after this. It ends up in People's hands, quite capably so. And Delaney has her first points of the game, and it is a 6-point lead, the biggest of the game for Lapel. Loso to Cunningham, looks for an answer, misses. Daniels the rebound, flips it up. Nept able to run it down through Meridian, and she's fouled after the shot clings off the underside of the rim.
Good there, and you see kind of Taylor pass the ball off for a 3-point shot, sort of a pick play, as you want to say, basically coming off a screen, but once she gave it to Delaney Peoples, she kind of just stood there so the defender couldn't get around her, and for Peoples, that's a good-looking 3 for her. Doesn't shoot it particularly well, but she knocked down that shot for Lapel, and as you mentioned, the largest lead for Lapel so far in the game.
And Morgan Nept, the best free throw shooter for Lapel, misses her first. She was 81%, so I guess still on target. No, missed them both. So it is a 6-point lead. Labus running the point. Right side, down low, gets it back, trying to feed it to her, and then she fouls, a blocking foul against Lily Daniels.
And for Labus, I think you have to go up a little stronger. You're going against, someone on Guerin who's not nearly as tall as you and Lily Daniels. You're over 6 feet for Labus. You just need to go up strong. Really just put your hand up and kind of just flick it into the basket. There's no reason you should be blocked by a person shorter than you, but I think she'll recognize that, and next time go up a little stronger.
It's Daniels from the top, trying to get around the Guerin defender. Cannot. Nept also cut off by Koger. Now, newly into the game, Haley McDowell passed it up. Daniels takes the 3, misses. The rebound is loose and into the hands of Nept on the right wing. She's guarded closely by Koger and then double dribbles. The 3rd turnover of the game for Lapel.
For Guerin, I mentioned it earlier, the defensive pressure looks good. I know you're down 10-4, but they've knocked down a couple threes. So, it would be 6-4 normally without those threes. And, again, the defense is doing well. It really just comes on that offensive side.
Olivia Labus inside, too strong that time. Wasn't strong enough the last time, and then goes open over the rim this one. Nept over to Peoples. Peoples inside. Daniels lowers her shoulder into Labus. The ball is loose. Nept holds up a wild one that almost came to a rest on the top of the backboard.
Entering into the lineup for Lapel Bulldogs, number
And both
23.
Guerin and Lapel both trying to get some foul calls, taking the contact, falling to the basket, trying to get the ref to blow a whistle. The refs, seem to be letting these girls play early on in this game. And for Lapel, it seems that they're going to stick to man-to-man, but they've done a nice job not letting Natalie Cunningham get open baskets so far. She's only shot the ball twice.
Here's Klee. Missed that one. Rebound Peoples. Lapel has added 2 substitutes to their lineup. Chloe Tucker, and here's another turnover. Guerin able to pick it up for now. And now it is the Golden Eagles' possession. Klee just missed a 3, thought about it, back to Labus. 2:30 left here in this first quarter. First quarter mostly dominated by Lapel shooting and defense. Poked away by Peoples. Can she go the length of the court? She cannot. But right there, coming to the rescue and missing was Nept. It's always unpredictable. Now with the shot fake, another one. Up top, Peoples was open. Swings it over. Newly into the game, Chloe Tucker. Drops this one back. Peoples will try and miss. Rebound Koger with 2:07 to go. Weaves through them all and lays it in.
And that's exactly what Guerin wants to do. You get the good defensive pressure, get the board, run that tempo up there, and get an easy transition basket.
First time out of the game, it's a 30-second one, so we'll keep it here. I think that timeout was taken by head coach Zach Newby. You don't want to see the other team's point guard grab a rebound and then go the length of the floor to lay it in.
Well, offensively, too, they're trying to get the ball inside the paint, which they're having success of doing, but they're not converting the basket, whether it be players thinking they're going to get contact and putting the ball up too hard, or getting the contact and not converting. But Guerin is doing a nice job getting that basketball. You saw just on that last possession, pushing the ball up. Don't let that defense get set because, again, you're not scoring the ball as you would like to on the offensive end. Only way to do that, get in transition, get fast break points, get to the free throw line. Exactly what they did there. Cut this to a 4-point lead.
Newly into the game for Lapel, the inbounder, Anna Willis, the senior guard. She's played in every game this season, a bit of a glue player, averaging 2.8 points per game. Nept into the corner where Taylor gives it. Here is Willis. Willis cross court, thinking about it. McDole now going baseline was Tucker, and a 3 on the way, missed long by Taylor. Kept in play by McDole, and it's a breakout opportunity for Guerin Catholic if they can capitalize. Cunningham hooks this one out of play, and it will stay with the Golden Eagles.
And that time I thought Cunningham really just trying to get something going, kind of forced herself to go baseline on that play. Didn't really have an angle for a layup. And that time, as you saw, I got blocked. She hasn't made a field goal yet so far. She shot the ball 2 to 3 times. All of those have been misses. They've been inside the paint, but they've all been blocked. So Cunningham has to find a way to get herself involved in this offense.
Back into the game, Ashlyn Allman, who currently has no points, though she is Lapel's leading scorer. Cunningham misses a 3. With the rebound is Willis for Lapel, and then it's trickled out of play. They're going to say it's off of Nicole. It's a hula theme night. You can tell by the lays around the Lapel cheerleaders' necks. Keeping it fresh here in Lapel.
Wish I was in Hawaii right now. Warmer weather than what we have.
3 on the way, no good. Nepp trying to grab the rebound, and it will stay with the Bulldogs. Well, I think Guerin might have an argument with it. 71 seconds left in this first quarter. 4-point game. Lapel's led by as much as 6. Top of the key, think about Tucker. A bullet pass right through the wickets of Ashlyn Allman, and that's turnover number 5 for Lapel. Only 1 for Guerin so far.
Which is very encouraging for head coach for Guerin. Again, you're changing your offense. If you only have 1 turnover and you can keep that with another minute 3 left in this first quarter, I think you'll take that for a team that is known or is prone to turning the ball over double digits here early on in the year.
Loso around the bend. Labus, who has been very involved in this game, tries a 3, and it's perfect. 7-point first quarter for Olivia Labus. She averages 11, and then Koger stole it. And it's no offensive foul. That's Koger's second.
That is a tough call there. You get the steal, and then you try to go up for an offensive basket, and you get called for an offensive foul. Would have gave Guerin possibly their first lead here in this game.
Willis right side. Tucker drops it back to Peoples, swings it over. Willis, shot fake, has space but traveled. Here's the first or second sub of the game for Guerin Catholic.
Number 10, Delaney.
And early turnovers is really what keeping this Lapel offense, only with a 1-point lead. You see the three here by Labus. She really hesitant to shoot that three, but she felt confident in herself and made this a 1-point game. Guerin has an opportunity to take their first lead of the game here if they can hold the ball for the next 20 seconds.
23, Guerin wasting no time. Clee thought about it, now backs it out. This is typically, as Charles points out, where teams are patient, and Guerin is not and might have turned it over. Jump ball called, but it will stay with the Golden Eagles. And that's a little addictive. That's what's been happening this season to Guerin. They've been trying to clean it up, but those you get too many people in one spot, you can turn it over. 15 seconds to go. Cunningham, Labus. Olivia has it poked away, shovels it underhanded into that corner, gets it back from Loso. 7 seconds. It's Clee with 6. Now Clee with 4. Clee working in the paint, down low, not in position. Sponhauer, and no shot will come. Guerin wastes the possession, but Lapel leads 10-9 on Indiana SRN. We're always in the game.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
Everyone, and if you don't want to miss anything like this game, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have all of our live sports that we broadcast and webcast are there and available for your consumption and enjoyment. We'd love to have you be a part of our Indiana SRN community and follow us on YouTube. So first quarter, Charles, what was your impression of this game so far?
I was a little surprised, for Guerin, and happy for him. Again, this new offense seems to be working. You got 9 points. Labus has 7 of those 9, so you'd like to see a little bit more contribution between more players. Cunningham was shut out that first quarter. Lapel did a good job defensively, so both teams did good things offensively and defensively. We'll see if Guerin can get their first lead.
Here is Taylor from the top of the key, working the right side off the back iron. The rebound bobbled around between everyone before Labus comes up with it. And now here's Guerin Catholic. They had an opportunity to take their first lead of the game last time. Cunningham will try it again and buries it.
There it is. That's exactly what she can do. But good job penetrating, getting the defense inside, collapsing that defense, and you leave the wrong person open at the three-point line. Cunningham leading scorer for Guerin, and now, they have their first lead.
Inside to Allman, the leading scorer for Lapel. She will kick, though, and the shot is missed by McKinley Taylor. And now Guerin Catholic, can they add to their first lead? Labus, Koger from the right side, has space, swings it over to Clee from the top. Clee at 11% three-point shooter. She's not shy, though. And here is a foul against, I believe, Allman.
Charge number 42,
it is.
Ashlyn Allman.
Second team foul against Lapel in this first half. Very few fouls in that first quarter, just 5 combined.
Yep. And, that means the refs are letting them play, and that's a different strategy you're going to have to go with. Allman didn't score in that first quarter, so the 2 leading scorers for both teams not heavily involved so far early in this game.
Here is Koger from the right. Bounces this wound. Cunningham with a hand in her face. Almost made it. Instead, it is Knepp, though. Down 2. A minute gone here in the second. And Morgan from the top of the key. Now here's Lily Daniels and swings it over to a wide open McKinley Taylor, who has 7 points. And the lead is back to Lapel. It's the third lead change of the game. And a 1-point lead for the home Bulldogs. Here's Clee looking for her first points. That shot was blocked by Peoples. And now here's Knepp. Into the paint, through the lane. And a foul on Guerin.
Nice strong take there by Delaney Peoples. And, that time they caught the Guerin defense snapping a little bit. You're coming off that screen as you normally do, but instead of passing it and doing the weave, you fake the weave and then drive to the basket, the free throw line, get to the free throw line is what Peoples, I believe, no, actually they're going to call her on the floor, so I thought she got fouled in the motion of shooting.
Going up strong and bearing it is McKinley Taylor. She hit the 3 last time. She now has 9 points. And Peoples got the assist on the play. 3-point lead for the Bulldogs. Inside, Guerin looking to answer, cannot. Labus still battling, and it's a jump ball.
Guerin Catholic basketball.
Stays with the Golden Eagles. Newly into the game for Guerin is Lily Patraz.
I
5'8" sophomore.
thought the last jump ball went to Guerin, so surprised that Guerin got the ball back here.
But Lapel got it at the quarter.
Oh, okay.
Koger. Too clever. And there's a second turnover of the game by Guerin. Tried to do the pass and get it back, but had not established herself yet. Now Lapel up 3. Handled dangerously by Peoples, and she swings it to Daniels, top of the key. Now left side, Taylor. She scored all 5 points that Lapel has had this quarter. Guerin in transition, Koger. Labus, Patraz, Loso. Back to Labus. She has 7 of Guerin's 12. This one almost broke a bleacher seat.
A high kick ball there. I thought, the cheerleader was looking down. I didn't know if it was going to hit her or not, and she was just not paying attention. If it would have just kicked her right in the face, I bet she would have started paying attention.
It was online, that's for sure. Koger will inbound. It's Cunningham, who's found her groove this quarter, although misses that one. It's still a 3-point lead for Lapel in transition. Here's Taylor, a 3. Good. 12 for McKinley Taylor. Her most this season is 19.
She has 8 in this quarter, and you think for Guerin, you're going to find Taylor. That's 2 threes that she's knocked down here in this quarter. You got to find her.
Labus off the glass, no good. Loso tumbles. Up with it is Lapel. Here is Nept in transition. Can she run it down? Nope. And that will be another turnover.
It's a good look there for Lapel, but here's Taylor's 3 again. Again, just in transition, you see all the Guerin Catholic players standing free throw line or below, and Taylor's just a trailer, and she knocked open a wide open 3. Right now she's in rhythm. You have to find a way to make her miss some shots. For Guerin, they seem to be really intent getting the ball inside the paint, which is good, but you got to find a way to knock that down.
How about this?
And there's what I'm talking about. You don't get inside the paint. You see them waiting back for you to get inside the paint. Take that free throw line jumper. That's there for you. It's been there all game. Nice looking shot there by Catherine Loso.
A 3 to answer for Lapel. McKinley Taylor is on fire and has 15 on the game, 11 in this quarter. Labus for Guerin Catholic now looking to answer, facing their biggest deficit of the game, 7 points. Loso, who just hit the free throw line jumper, skips it over. Patraz thought about it, into the paint, fires it over to Labus. Labus lost the ball and was fouled.
And here's Taylor. Seems just to be a repeat self again. Transition right there on the right wing. That time Labus tried to get out to her, didn't close out in enough time. And you mentioned, the leading scorer for this team, third 3 in this quarter. She has 11, and she has 15 total on the game. So Taylor really keeping Lapel inside the game.
Koger tried to get it to Patraz, but it was slapped away from behind. So it will stay with Guerin. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the first half on Indiana SRN. Again, after this game is the boys' game, so stay tuned. Koger taking all the time she's allowed. Into Klee, up off the glass and in. Delaney Klee is in the scoring book, her first 2 points of the game. And it's a 5-point lead for Lapel with 3:40 left in the first. Bounding the pass over to McDowell into the corner. Had to jump back to get it down there, and now it's just Taylor inside, gives it up to Tucker. Everyone's in trouble. McDowell shots blocked, and up with its Loso, and here comes Guerin. 3:20 left in this second quarter, first half. Patraz, and things will slow from the left wing. Works it towards the center, bounces it down low. Koger, who is 2 points in the game, plays it back to the top of the key. 3 minutes, 7 seconds left. Down low, Loso trying to go to Cunningham, and a foul.
And you could hear Coach for Guerin really clamoring that, that was happening the entire time that he felt. And Cunningham being pushed all the way on the right block, all the way to the free throw line. One of that foul called, finally got it.
Koger, Cunningham, always a good place to go. And Nicole draws the foul, and that's against Delaney Peoples, who's made her presence felt in today's game. That's the 5th team foul on Lapel of this half. Guerin has 5, and they all came in the first quarter. And to the line is Nicole Cunningham, a 72% free throw shooter. Good. 4 for Nicole.
Re-entering the lineup for the Golden Eagles, number 20, Olivia.
In comes Labus, out goes Patraz. And a made free throw here would make it a 1-possession game. Cunningham does not deliver, stays with 4 points.
Good old broadcaster's jinx.
Taylor drops it back to Peoples. Now wide open was Tucker. She drove baseline, no foul. Klee in transition. A made basket here would also make it a 1-possession game. It's how those things work. Into the corner. The cheerleaders are able to pay attention this time, get out of the way of any danger. Labus, the cut. Koger
Good cut.
delivers.
Good cut there by Koger. Better pass and look there by Labus. Recognizing she didn't have a shot, but Koger doing a nice job recognizing teammates in trouble. Let me help her out. Cut to the basket.
Down low, Peoples swivels it over, and the shot was blocked out of play from behind. Cunningham swatting away the shot from Chloe Tucker, and Lapel will inbound. Cunningham making her presence felt in many capacities, although the leading scorer for Guerin's Labus. And that's a foul. Speaking of which, on Cunningham.
And let's go back to that Koger cut, Jonathan. You see Labus gets the ball here on the far block, and she has a little trouble. She got the double team late, and Koger recognizing the double team's coming. Let's cut to the basket, get an easy basket there, make this a 2-possession game.
Tucker misses a step inside the three-point line. The nice save by Peoples to Taylor. Right block, checks it out. McDowell from the right side. Swings over further to the right to Taylor. She'll go baseline, and it's Peoples. Runs into Cunningham. McDowell with just under 2 minutes to go. Sets up a 3 that's banked in by Morgan Nept. And that's the first points of the game by Morgan Nept, the point guard for Lapel. Much more prolific passer than shooter, but it's a 5-point lead for the Bulldogs. About 90 seconds to go, and this will be a turnover for Guerin as it went between the legs of Labus, and McDowell has it for Lapel. Taylor. Peoples on the right wing. Works by Labus off the glass, no good. Loso had the rebound, but it was slapped away by Tucker. And we'll go to Guerin with 67 seconds to go in the first half.
Here's a replay of Nept 3. You see her wide open. I don't know if she called bank. I didn't hear her say it on the broadcasters, but, bank must be open here late at 6:36 at nighttime. But it's a good-looking shot. You mentioned she's a better passer than she is shooter. She loves to get her teammates involved, always looking for the back cuts, the bounce passes. And you've seen that on display early on in the year, but when she needs to knock down a shot, she's more than capable of doing that.
Taking a seat is Cunningham into the game. Natalie Fernandez and Mia Thompson for Guerin Catholic. Labus from the top, a 3 on the way, no good. She made one in the first half. The rebound is bobbled around before Allman's able to lift it up, and here's McDowell, pressured by Koger. Gets it to Nept, who just hit a rare 3 for her, 29% on the season. Here's Peoples, a 3 on the way, and no good from Tucker. McDowell will try. McDowell will make it. It's an 8-point lead for Lapel, biggest of the game right before half. 32 seconds to go. And a travel by Labus. And things coming up rough here for Guerin at the end of this first half. Last minute not gone very well after they were able to fight back from what was a 7-point deficit, and here they are facing an 8-pointer.
And you see things just kind of getting a little stagnant offensively for Guerin, trying to get the ball inside, forcing it that way, and they won't be able to, get a shot up because Lapel is just sitting back waiting for them to come in the paint.
18 and 7/10 seconds. Cunningham's not on the floor. Who would you go to, Coach Benberry?
It seems that the ball to be in Labus's hands. So if I'm Lapel, I would, try to get the ball out of her hand. Cunningham hasn't done so well in this first half, so we'll see what Coach wants to run up here as you see Labus there on the block.
It is Olivia Labus. Her number's called, but it goes off the side of the backboard. Thompson has it. Skips it up top. Loso has to hurry. She passes instead. Fernandez in time, but no good. And that will do it for the first half. Lapel leads 27-19 over Guerin Catholic. Let's take a little last peek at that shot. McDowell money. Charles, what are your impressions from this first half of the game?
It started off well for Guerin. They were only down 1 at the end of 1, and they only scored 9 points here in this second quarter. Things just kind of got stagnant offensively. I think they tried to force their way inside the paint a little too much. Cunningham tried to do a little too much, I thought, offensively, trying to get herself going. When you're, a player that's that good, I know you want to kind of get your points, but you kind of have to let the game come to you. And I think, it'll come to her eventually, especially now with Labus, who's done some scoring. They're going to put a lot of pressure on Labus, which should open things up for Cunningham. So it's all about patience for Guerin. I know they want to get the ball inside, but they've had some opportunities for mid-range shots. We saw a mid-range shot being knocked down at the free throw line. That shot is there for Guerin. It's just something that they're going to have to go back and really say, hey, I think we have a shot here. Let's take this shot instead of trying to get inside the paint. For Lapel, it's really just consistently doing what you're doing. You take McKinley Taylor's been their player. She made 3 threes in that third quarter. I'm not sure if she knocks down, another three threes in another quarter of this game. So, let's say you take away 6 of those points, it's a 2-point game. So I think if you're Guerin, just limit Taylor's shots. You've done well defensively, I thought. Besides Taylor, it's just going to come down to possession. If you can limit her, I think Guerin can be right in this game. It's going to be a close game second half.
Leading scorer on the game and for Lapel is McKinley Taylor. Leading scorer for Guerin Catholic, Olivia Labus. Taylor had 15, Labus 7. All of Labus' 7 came in the first quarter. We'll see what happens in the second half next on Indiana SRN.
I'm Mary. Welcome to Guerin Catholic High School. Many people believe that we're just like any other school, but I'm here today to show you that we're not. At Guerin Catholic, we are family. Now I know that sounds crazy, right? How can a school be like a family? Well, it all starts with St. Theodore Guerin herself. Her charisms inspire us every day. She's been praying for us since before the school was built, before we were even born. On one of her many resting places, it says, "I sleep, but I watch over the house that I have built." As a student, it's so inspiring to know that we have our own saint in heaven praying for us every day. But if you really want to understand what Guerin Catholic's all about, there's a lot more you need to know about us, starting with who we are. Guerin also has some advice for the teachers. She says, love the children first, then teach them. It is these wise words that inspires our teachers to motivate students and look for the best ways to meet each student where they are. You might think with all this love, academics might not be important, but there is nothing further from the truth. It is because of our faith in seeking the truth that we aspire to know all that we can know. But we can't stop there. We have to know how to think about the knowledge in order to make a difference in the world. Whether you need a little extra help or you're ready to be challenged with an international baccalaureate diploma or anything in between, there is a place for you at Guerin Catholic. But we're not just about academics around here. At Guerin Catholic, we are well-rounded. There are so many ways for you to get involved. Obviously, we have sports. We have 21 athletic teams, including swimming. And if you don't play a sport, we're all about supporting those that do. Our student sections are so much fun. We are spirited. And we also have 43 clubs. So if you don't see anything you like, you can start another one. We also have band, choir, orchestra, and theater. We are involved. At Guerin Catholic, there are so many ways for you to discover and use the gifts that God has given you. We are creative. Getting involved in these activities is not just about having fun. It's also about developing skills that help you become a great leader and providing opportunities for you to lead. At Guerin Catholic, we are leaders. Another great way for you to grow as a leader is through service opportunities. There are so many ways for you to share your gifts with others. Mother Guerin says, you will be happy yourself in making others happy. That's what service is all about. By connecting to local organizations or through mission trips, you'll have plenty of opportunities to serve. At Guerin Catholic, we are compassionate. There are so many opportunities to travel at Guerin Catholic, from mission trips to Costa Rica to performing in New York City. We are explorers. You will find the Guerin Catholic community all around the world, working, singing, and learning, all to get closer to Christ. Here we are at our chapel. This is where I leave you. But as you think about your future, I'll give you one last piece of advice from Mother Guerin. Do not give way to uneasiness about the future. Place yourself gently into the hands of Providence.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
It was 10-9 at the end of the first quarter. Then it was 27-19 at the end of the second. And that is the score getting ready for the second half here on Indiana SRN. I'm Jonathan Mathis. Charles Binberry is to my right. And what we have is Lapel and Guerin Catholic girls variety here on tap this evening. The boys come up next, but Charles, reactions from that first half thus far. Lapel really pulled away at the end of the second quarter.
They did, and it was all based off their defense. They have a lot of blocks on this team, and that's led because Guerin is trying to get the ball inside the paint, trying to get those layups and easy baskets, but the way that the Lapel defense is collapsing on the players driving to the basket, it's going to be hard for Guerin to get those points. So, they've shown flashes as Guerin of things that they should do. You saw them get to the basket, and then they kick out for a Nicole Cunningham three. That's what I think Coach wants to see. You saw Labus on the post, and you saw Koger cut to the basket because they doubled her on the post. That's what you want to see if you're a coach from Guerin. And you also had a couple of free throw line jumpers that were knocked down by Guerin. So they've shown flashes offensively in that first half of things that what Coach wants to see going forward from this team. A lot of it, I think, has just been forced. I think they want to get the ball. They want to score the basket so much where they're just forcing things, or one player gets the ball and then they're just the whole offense. I think you don't want to completely abandon your let's take one shot and get back on defense. You do want to spread the ball around just a little bit, but we'll see if that changes here in the second half for Guerin. And, back to Lapel offensively, they've really just done whatever they wanted to, all led by McKinley Taylor. I think if you slow her down, this is a much closer game for Guerin than that they would like. If you're Lapel, I think you're going to need some more scores. Ashton Allman has not scored in this game, the leading scorer for Lapel. Guerin done a nice job of taking her out of the equation. So, Taylor can't be the only one scoring for Lapel. You're going to have to get some offensive output from other players. I think they find a way to do that here in the second half. And for Guerin, I think they find the same thing, just getting those baskets that seem to be there and not force things. I think this game gets much closer in the second half.
9 Golden Eagles saw the floor in the first half. Leading scorer Olivia Labus, who had 7 in the first quarter and none in the second. 4 apiece for Katie Koger and Nicole Cunningham. 2 apiece for Delaney Klee and Catherine Loso. Playing and not scoring, Mia Thompson, Natalie Fernandez, Lily Patraz, Ali Sponhauer, and that's it. For Lapel, there were 8 Bulldogs saw the floor. Leading scorer McKinley Taylor. She's number 30. She was very active in the second quarter, getting almost all of her points, 11 of them, and the first turnover of the second half is delivered by Lapel. In transition is Guerin Catholic. Newly into the game for Guerin is Elia Dorsey. She hands this off to Cunningham, dribbles out to the corner to Loso, who double dribbled. And the Golden Eagles counter after getting a turnover from Lapel with one of their own. Nept will run the point. 25 seconds into this third quarter. This is the biggest lead of the game that Lapel has entering the second half. Labus. Right side, no. Rebound was almost ripped away from Taylor by Labus, but Taylor has it, and now check it across the court. Ends up in Nep's hands. Nep looks down low, overthrows Allman, and it's out of play. Guerin ball. Here's Koger. Minute gone, no score, second half. Loso drives into Peoples, and a foul is called on Peoples. Peoples, her second.
Yep, trying to draw a charge there, and she got ran over, but she wasn't set. Her feet weren't set, and, that's going to be, I believe, first or second team foul for Lapel here in this third quarter.
It is the first. Charles's intuition is correct. Cunningham thinking baseline. Working baseline, fully committed, but no good. Missed it. Ends up in Koger's hand, right side. Katie with 4 points in the first half. Labus had a fantastic first quarter before a quiet second. Can't get the follow-up. Allman the rebound, and the rebounding advantage. You can see the size and just height for Lapel taking over really about midway through that second quarter until now.
And you saw in that offensive possession, no one was moving. Labus had the ball. No one moved for Guerin. You're going to have to cut it, find some movement offensively on the basket. If you're going to get some points, it can't all just be one person.
Allman gives Lapel a 10-point lead. First time the lead's gone to double figures. Loso. Dorsey passes it up. Cunningham a 3. No good. Rebound battled in the paint, and it is a foul against Lapel. It's against Morgan Nept, her second, team second in the second half. Here's Loso off the inbound, thinking down low. Dorsey, back out Loso. A step inside the three-point line, no good. Soaring for the rebound is Delaney Peoples. And here's Nept hounded from behind by Koger. Still under pressure. Now across that giant black basketball at the middle of the court, surrounded by the 2 Bulldogs. I like the layout. It's very throwback style here at Lapel, their court.
Yeah.
Now, right side, Taylor, Nept. And Lapel, you can see in no rush here now at the 10-point lead. Peoples out to Taylor. Taylor given space. Tries to hand it off to Daniels. Almost went to no avail, and then 2 players run into each other. It's Cunningham and Taylor, and everyone giggles.
Something that you don't really see a lot after a foul, 2 players giggling. But, I think, I don't know if the refs thought it was something that was malicious or, something like that. So it's good that players can kind of, recognize, I didn't mean to run into you, ran into me, just kind of a silly kind of thing happening. So, and, I thought they called that on Cunningham. And
it was a double foul, and it went towards a jump ball, which went to Guerin. It is funny, yeah. You wouldn't necessarily get that reaction in the boys' game.
No, I think in a boys, heat of the moment's kind of in there, and you think it's all bad blood, but it's more of, let's not do that again.
Labus from the top, good. Back in the scoring book is Olivia Labus. First Golden Eagle in double figures. And it cuts the lead to 9. Or to 7. Nept up top. Now over. Into the hands of Lily Daniels, the junior. With 3 points thus far. Allman gets it in the foul.
Now she seems to have found her groove here in this third quarter. Again, held scoreless in the first half. I'm not sure if that's even happened this year so far. So, again, Guerin did a good job defensively on Allman, not letting her score, but now they seem to have kind of relaxed a little bit. Allman getting inside the paint and to the free throw line again, where she is a really good free throw shooter for this team. I think she's 50 or 60% from the field, or from the free throw
line. She's 100% right now. 5-point third quarter from Ashlyn Allman. 10-point lead restored for Lapel, at least for the moment. 4:30 left in this third quarter. Loso checks it over. Klee from the corner. No good. Too strong off the back iron. Rebound could have been corralled by Guerin. Instead, it's Daniels across midcourt. Now Taylor checks it over to Peoples. Lowers her shoulder into Loso and gives it back to Taylor. Taylor, a dominant second quarter. We've gone in stages as a jump ball is called. It'll stay with Lapel. Cunningham got a quick breather. Back in she goes, and out goes Koger.
A nice job there defensively by Labus. She went baseline, and that time got her hands on the ball, not allowing her to get any more inside the paint.
Look at this, on the floor, another jump ball. And there's a turnover.
And here's that last three by Labus again, top of the key, and that time ready to shoot the basketball. She knew she was going to shoot it from the moment she got the basketball. That time it went in, made this back to a 10-point game. Let's see if Guerin can feed off of that basket here and get it back to single digits.
Dorsey hands it off to Cunningham, bounces it to Labus. The give could not go, but the shot will, and it's no good. Soaring in for the rebound and the foul, Catherine Loso.
And it could be a 6-point swing here for Guerin. And that time, again, getting to the basket off of a missed basket, get the rebound. Not the biggest person out there on the court, but she's skied for that rebound, has a chance to make it 3 points.
Loso doesn't. She missed it. But it's an 8-point lead for Lapel. Oh, everyone fell asleep. Allman down low. Too strong. No good. Rebound corralled by Klee for Guerin Catholic. She's got Labus on the right side begging for it. Instead, dribbles it off her foot, and it's a turnover.
Missed opportunity there for Guerin. You have a fortunate miss on a layup by Ashlyn Allman. Pushed the ball up the court and just couldn't control it. Was Klee for Guerin, and what is an 8-point lead should have been a 7 on a free throw. Had a chance to make it 7 or 5, and now Lapel has a chance to go back up double digits.
Here's Nept right down the middle, flipped up, shot altered by Loso. Now on the give, Allman left it short. Rebound is Taylor. In the paint, throws it out. Dangerous one through the legs of Daniels, and it back out to Nept. Haphazard possession thus far for Lapel. Can they smooth it out? Going baseline, Peoples flips it through. Taylor, dead-eye shooter, good. 17.
She's just been remarkable for Lapel, and she has to be the MVP for the team.
Labus 3, that's no good off the back iron. Rebound bobbled around. Dorsey has it for Guerin Catholic. Klee wide open, but short-armed it. Labus the rebound. Underhanded, Cunningham good. 7 for Nicole Cunningham, and that is the lead for Lapel with 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the third. A little bit of everything going on. Now right side, 3 on the way. Taylor long, and the rebound is Nept. Picked up her dribble, goes down hot potato, and the cheerleaders in that corner have been under duress the entire game.
They have. They've tried to find a way to get the ball, and you see this three here by Cunningham make this a 7-point lead. Very capable, again, shooting that 3-point basket, leading scorer for Guerin. And, she struggled in that first half. I think she was trying to just force herself, but you haven't seen that from her so far in the second half, kind of letting things come to her and just how the way the offense is kind of rolling.
Dorsey thinking about going inside, goes left side. Cunningham and is poked away. A turnover, the 6th. And then Guerin gets it right back. And going up strong, drawing the foul, Catherine Loso. And the 33% free throw shooter will look to better that go into the line. She's already 0 for 1 tonight. And there's some foul trouble. McKinley Taylor, that is her 3rd, and she has been the player for Lapel this game. Something to look out for in the game's final 10 minutes. Loso gets the first to go. She has 5 on the evening.
Reentering the lineup for the Bulldogs, number 21, Anna Willis.
Loso 1 for 2. 2 for 3. Cutting into that lead, 34-29, 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It's kind of been how this game has gone for both of these two teams. McDowell, a big 3.
That's her 2nd of the game. She has a nice-looking shot for Lapel. Coach Newby really trying to hype his players up here. And, she's not leading scorer of the team, but she has a nice shot.
Jacoby Brissett passed that time. And that is the 7th turnover for Guerin. Inbound Anna Willis. Chance for Lapel to get back up to 10. In the corner, trying the 3. Willis misses. Rebound tipped by McDowell. Tries to save it, and it's out of play in favor of the visitors in purple.
Good effort there by McDowell. Coach Newby has to love that from McDowell coming off of the bench for this Lapel team. Anytime you can get some good bench production, a coach is going to love that. Right now, McDowell doing that, 6 points off the bench and seeing the effort.
Loso, who's had an impact in this quarter. And here's a foul from Delaney Peoples, and she will join McKinley Taylor with 3 fouls for the Bulldogs.
And you mentioned earlier that could be spelling trouble as you see Allman coming back into the game for Peoples. But, Coach Newby has to keep at least one of those guys fresh, because if both go out of this game, you're losing a lot of production, not particularly inside, but rebounding for Lapel.
And Allman also has 2 fouls. Dorsey, catch and release, no good. Into the arms of McDowell, who's been playing very well. Michaela has to elude the pressure from behind and gets it across the mid-court line. 60 seconds left here in the third. 8-point lead for now. Anna Willis now has 3, and it's up to 11. Biggest lead of the game for Lapel. This game, though, mostly, for the most part, has been played within about a 5-point Lapel lead. Give and go. Loso underneath. No shot. Foul on the floor.
Good looking play there. I like that play call. You move the ball to the far right side, give it back to Loso, middle of the free throw line, then find the cutter to that basket there. You see this 3-point here by Willis. Again, she just shifts over. You see all the ball moves to the left side. The players on the right side move over to the top of the key. That time they found Willis on the right wing there for a wide open 3. Again, bench production for Lapel. They're getting good production off that bench with McDowell, and now Anna Willis.
Loso makes her 7th point at the free throw line. Started out 0 for 1. She's now 3 for 4. Cuts it back to 10 for the moment. And she made 4 straight. 6 of her 8 points have come in this third quarter for Catherine Loso. 9-point lead for Lapel. 40 seconds to play. Willis, who just hit the 3, offers up to Nept. And that's kind of been, Charles, the thing. Lapel, whenever they've needed a shot, they found a 3. And here's a blocking foul against Guerin.
They have, and, it's going to come down to maybe changing something up defensively. They want to shoot the 3, does Lapel. Now you might have to tighten up your man-to-man defense, not be so laid back defensively, if you want to switch to maybe a 3-2 zone, as you see the nice knockout there defensively, you're going to have to get some deflections for sure if you're Guerin too, because it's just a couple passes and then they're shooting the ball for Lapel, and it happens to be a 3 and it's going in. So, you're not going to make 3 at this high of percentage for the entire game with Lapel, so the percentage will go down. You just got to continue to play tough defense if you're Guerin.
Here's Nept. Right side, McDole, who's hit a couple threes, offers it up top to Tucker, who has not, and this is out of play. Another turnover by Lapel, their 10th. 20 seconds to play. Guerin can hold for that final shot.
And you saw that time they drove the basket. The man-to-man defense was good, and then you bring that second defender there to help cut off that penetration, try to kick it to the outside. The corner player was not expecting that ball. They thought they were going to continue to go to the basket. Another turnover for Lapel. Lapel's turned the ball over a good amount of times. It's kept Guerin in this game so far here, only down 9.
15 seconds to play. Clock running. 9-point deficit for Guerin. Koger working it right side. Down the lane. Kicks it Clee from the corner. Off the back iron. Rebound Loso. She's been an animal and gets it in. 8-point third quarter for Catherine Loso. And it's a 7-point lead for Lapel going to the fourth. 40-33 here in Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
First game of 2020 between these two teams, and on air here at Indiana SRN. We've got a 7-point game going to the fourth. I'm Jonathan Mathis. Charles Binberry is to my right. Lapel has led. Guerin hasn't let Lapel be able to build up a significant lead, Charles. They've been able to counterpunch quite well.
It's gotten to double digits a couple times, but Guerin has always had an answer. And you mentioned Loso really strong there in that third quarter. 8 points for her. And that could be a momentum changer going into this fourth quarter. You get a missed 3, but you get the rebound, put 2 up right before the play clock ends. And now defensively, you've tightened some things up just a little bit. You're going to have to tighten up a little bit more here. You have to limit the perimeter shots for this Lapel Bulldog team. Let's see if they can do it.
Hot potato almond off of Olivia Labus. Each quarter has had a different player star. The first was Olivia Labus. Second quarter is McKinley Taylor for Lapel. And the third, it was Catherine Loso for Guerin. And here's a loose ball foul. I think that's on Delaney Peoples, and if it is, it's her fourth.
That is, so her fourth personal foul, and one more, and she's out of the game, and looks to be free throws coming for Guerin. So this is a win-win. You get Peoples on the bench. You have a chance to get 2 free points at the line with the clock stopped. The clock is not moving, so these are opportunities where Guerin has to capitalize if they want to win this game. You have Loso on the line, who's a pretty good free throw shooter for Guerin.
Labus makes the first.
Labus.
She now has 11. She's the second best free throw shooter for Guerin on the season, just behind Delaney Clee. Clee is 75% free throw shooter. Labus 70. And that will help. However, lane violation against Guerin, so take a point off the board.
Looks like they called her for a lane violation. She felt the shot and moved before the ball was through the net. So
this was the NBA.
Yep.
That would have worked.
Mark that down. That could be a huge momentum changer here in the game.
It's a 6-point lead and a steal. Coming up with it was Dorsey, and she's fouled, I think, by McDole. It is, and the bigs for Lapel. McKinley Taylor, 3 fouls. Delaney Peoples, 4. Ashlyn Ullman and Michaela McDole each have 2.
So
Leah Dorsey at the line.
Another foul, so 10 seconds come off the clock. You have a chance to get 3 points at the line for free and make this a 4-point game.
But Dorsey does not oblige. It is still a 6-point lead. 7:30 to play in this game, which has been very interesting. Kind of exactly as we built it in the. Sometimes you overhype those, but this has lived up to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
A very intriguing game. Guerin has had led once, but they've kept it close. They fought back after having some big deficits. And here's Lapel inside. Nice move off the glass. Lily Daniels, 5 points on the game for Lily. It's back up to 8. Dorsey thought about it. Instead, will swivel around to Koger in the corner. Now to Loso. Big third quarter for Catherine. Works it into the paint, drops it back. Klee, left side, Dorsey, into the paint. And before she's able to kick it up, she's fouled by McKinley Taylor, her fourth.
Lily Daniels, her second.
It's fourth on Taylor, and you see the nice pass by Taylor there on the cut to Lily Daniels. The defense was good so far for Guerin, rotating very nicely. That time they just let Lily Daniels get out of their sight, and she had an easy layup there.
And the free throw is good by Dorsey. Her first points of the game. She did not play in the first half, but she's basically played the entirety of the second. This would cut it back to a 2-possession game. And Dorsey doesn't. Stays at 7. Here's the full court pressure from Guerin. Lobbed pass right on the half-court line for Taylor. And here's Knepp. Down low, McDowell kicks it. Taylor trapped in this corner. And a timeout is called to save the day by Zach Newby.
Entering the lineup for Guerin Catholic, number 34, Nicole Cunningham. Bull timeout. This will be a 30-second.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
Welcome back, everyone. 6:33 to go in this game. Guerin Catholic down by 7 to Lapel. This is the opening act of a doubleheader here on Indiana SRN. The boys, Lapel and Guerin Catholic, will play on this very same floor next.
And Guerin seems to have gone into a 2-3 zone here, kind of limit a little bit of this shooting threat from Lapel, so we'll see if Lapel, how they react to that.
McDowell having to chase this errant pass down, throws it away. Chasing it into the backcourt, and it's an over and back by Lapel and a turnover by the Bulldogs.
And right now the defense has, with this 2-3 zone, Lapel is kind of confused on how to run this. They turned the ball over a lot so far in this fourth quarter, haven't really scored a lot of points, so defense is doing its job right now. You got to get some points offensively if you can.
Loso, no. Short-armed, and that's true, Charles. You had Lapel. The defense had been working for Guerin, but the offense for Guerin not very effective. 3 in the corner on the way, no good by Lily Daniels. Loso the rebound for Guerin Catholic. Little fast break action. Cunningham fouled.
And nice job there. Lapel had an opportunity, 4-on-5. Nice extra pass to Daniels in the right corner. Could have knocked down the 3. Guerin getting down in fast break, a 2-on-1. Get it to your best player. Put her at the free throw line. Make this a 5-possession game if you can.
And she misses the first.
I've jinxed a couple players today with that.
You have.
With the broadcasters jinx. I'm just going to quit talking about free throws from now on.
It worked that time, Charles. 8 points for Nicole Cunningham. 6-point game. That one's tipped by Dorsey. Dorsey tips it again, and Lapel is in a world of hurt. And it's a 10-second violation. They couldn't get it across the timeline.
Oh.
Or no, hold that thought. Newby with the clutch timeout call. Let's see if this is a half or a full. It is a full.
This will be a full timeout charge.
We will step away and be back in a moment here in Indiana SRN. Lapel leads Guerin by 6.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Hello. You haven't missed much. Guerin just committed a foul off an inbounds, and now Lapel will inbound it themselves. Olivia Labus committed her third. Daniels inbounds it. Allman. That's stolen away by Dorsey. Elia Dorsey, her defensive pressure has really upped the ante for Guerin Catholic in this fourth quarter. Here's an opportunity. Guerin, if it made 3, would cut it to 1 possession. Inside, Koger.
Ooh.
No foul call.
Ooh.
Now with it is Taylor, pestered from behind by Koger. 5 minutes to play. It could be a very long fourth quarter, hypothetically speaking. Here is Daniels. Bounces it to Taylor. Taylor mostly quiet since her explosive second quarter. She has 2 points in the second half. And this foul is called on Labus. And that, no, it's not. It's on Dorsey. And that's Dorsey's first.
Yeah, if that was on Labus, that would have been her 4th foul. So fortunate for Guerin to have that foul be called on Dorsey, which we mentioned is her first foul. So we mentioned the defense has picked up for Guerin. They just haven't been able to capitalize offensively, only scoring 3 points so far in this quarter. A couple missed free throws. You knock those down. This is a 3-point game, Jonathan. And with the defense playing how it is, Lapel's very stagnant right now. This game could get interesting.
Dribbled off her foot. Nepp was able to save it to Taylor, who's being hounded by Koger. Has to give it up to Daniels. Now right side, Lapel and Nepp looking for some space. That ball was tipped. Lobbing it down for Allman, too strong. Maybe clipped the backboard, and there's an empty possession for Lapel. 13th turnover of the game. They average 16 on the season. Now it's been a broken record. Guerin, another opportunity to answer, and Koger delivers this time. 6 points for Katie Koger. It's a 4-point game.
And all this while Delaney Peebles, has been on the bench. She's getting set to check in with those 4 fouls. So Guerin right now doing their damage with another big on the bench.
And this one thrown away. Loso the steal. And almost thrown away on the other end. But Cunningham still has it down low. Labus off the glass. Yes.
Good pass.
13 for Olivia Labus. It's a full timeout. We're going to come back. It's heating up at Lapel on Indiana SRN.
Guerin Catholic timeout. This will be a full timeout.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
If you like watching Indiana SRN's product and games, you can watch more of it on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, follow it. You can watch any game, anytime, ones you missed, ones you saw, ones you want to see once again. It is a 2-point game with inside 4 minutes to play. Lapel is having trouble with Guerin's defense, and Lapel once again throws the ball away. However, it will stay after it glanced off Koger.
The defense is you're doing full court pressure. Lapel having a tough time getting it past half court line. Then when you get past half court line, you're stuck facing a 2-3 zone, which you're not getting the ball inside the middle of the paint. That's what you have to do, make that defense collapse, and you get that open shot. Lapel not doing that so far, still sticking with their outside shots.
Daniels thought about a three. Here's Taylor. Now Knepp. 3:20 to go.
And again, the rotation by this Guerin defense is good. Little laps there on the inside. They finally got the ball inside, but you saw the rotation. You saw how much Lapel was struggling to get that ball and to get a free easy basket.
Going the other way, Koger missed it. Labus is there, and she's fouled, and that is it for McKinley Taylor. She will finish with 19, or it's her fourth, excuse me. So it's not it for McKinley Taylor. She reacted like it was.
I thought it was her fifth, too, and that would have been a huge blow for Lapel.
Labus ladles in the free throw. 14 for Olivia Labus. It's a 3-point game.
And again, you go back to those missed free throws, Jonathan. With this one here, it's a 2-point game, but you missed 3. You'd have the lead right now, 45-44, 2:55 to go in your defense, playing really well.
Knepp working that far side of the court, hounded by Koger. Finding some space. Now it's Peoples. Down low, Allman kicks it out to Daniels. Daniels, who's hit some threes, will pass up that one, and it's over to Taylor's hand, who only has 4 fouls. Now Knepp. Look out from behind. Koger almost there. Cunningham almost had it. Wanting a foul, that would have been her. That would have disqualified her. However, she stays in the game. This one's poked away by Labus. Contact. I think it's going to be on Labus. And that's her fourth.
You got to love the effort there by Labus. A little reckless, trying to get the ball. Their gambling on defense is Guerin. That's what they've kind of related going to now. Gambling for the steal, getting that steal. Again, Lapel has had chances where they've had the ball inside the paint. They've kicked it back out for a shot. They seem to be content with just trying to get some of this clock down because they're just trying to limp their way to the finish line right now. Daniels will be on the line trying to make this a 2-possession game.
She doesn't. Rebound, Allman, and she's fouled. Is that on Labus? It is, and that is it for Olivia Labus. 15-point evening for Olivia Labus, 1 point shy of a season high. And now Guerin will have to pull this one out without their best player on the evening.
And that's going to be a big blow for Guerin. You saw her go for the rebound, but then try to hold back as she realized she was going over the back just a little bit too late. So now we'll have to see. It's going to be on Cunningham, who is their best player. Labus was their best player tonight, so look for Cunningham to get the ball. You've had some good contribution from Loso, and Koger has done a nice job.
Allman misses. Dorsey the rebound. 2-point game. It's Loso. Klee. A little carry action, no call. The astute fans here in Lapel noticed it. But we play on. Koger, right side. Created some space, but wasn't looking to shoot. Someone will have to. Will it be Loso? Cunningham dribbles it off her foot.
And you see how stagnant this offense is without Loso. You had a big presence there, someone who could cut and find players. And right now, no one moving on that offensive side for Guerin. You got 1:49 here to get the ball back and try to tie this game up. It's going to come down to the defense. Maybe you can get a 10-second call.
The made basket here by Lapel would be crushing. Now it's lit, but Lapel throws it away. 15th turnover of the game by Lapel. And Guerin very much alive.
You're going to have to run some set plays here on your offensive end. You had some movement, but there was really it was just staying on the perimeter, not getting that ball inside. Find some back cuts and find Cunningham, your best player.
Here's Loso. Loses the ball through the lane. Klee is able to pick it up in the corner. And a timeout is called by head coach Mark Quaranta.
And I think Coach Quaranta realized, okay, we're not moving the basketball. We're just kind of losing the ball here. There's nothing going on. I think let's get a timeout. Let's reset our offense. We lost one of our best players tonight, but we're going to have to move on from that. If I'm Coach Quaranta, I'm, again, looking for Cunningham and just maybe running some set offensive plays. Find some back cuts, move the ball on the perimeter, set some screens, drive to the basket, and do a kick out. You have a good shooter in Cunningham who can stand in the corner and stand on the wings and knock down a shot if you give her the opportunity. She likes to drive baseline on the basket, try to get to the free throw line. I don't think that's a good idea because Lapel has a bunch of blocks, and you still have both of your bigs out on the court for Lapel. So if you're Guerin, it's going to come down to a jump shot, I believe, or a nice-looking mid-range shot, and we'll see if they can get that here in the final minute 22.
Cunningham will inbound. It's Loso, Dorsey, Koger off the inbounds, and Klee for Guerin Catholic. The 5 for Lapel is Taylor. Hold that thought. Koger scoops it up and no good. Daniels has the ball. Daniels across the timeline. Swarmed from behind. Cross-court pass to Taylor. Now we can set the 5. Knepp, Taylor, Daniels, Allman, and Peoples. Here's Knepp. Playing with a 2-point lead. Fouled.
Wow.
Guerin's got to be careful. That is a foul on Nicole Cunningham, her 5th. Nicole Cunningham is now disqualified with 8 points.
And so that's both of your best players out. And that's a tough call, Jonathan, because it looked like she was losing the basketball and looked like she had a hand on that basketball. And now, with that call, you lose both of your players. Lapel hasn't been able to knock down their free throws the last 2-3 times they've been to the line to keep this at a 2-possession game. So Guerin fortunate to still be in this game based off of missed free throws, but you see the head coach kind of explaining his reasoning of how it's a foul, where was the foul called. And I'd have to agree with him, Jonathan. I didn't really see that foul call, especially in a tight game like this. With Guerin playing the way they have been defensively, you kind of have to reward them for that.
Going to the line will be Morgan Knepp. Morgan is an 81% free throw shooter on the season, the best on Lapel. She is 0 for 2 tonight. The sub in for Guerin Catholic is Natalie Fernandez, the freshman. Knepp misses. A 3 would win. Koger over to Klee. 45 seconds to go. Now Koger from the top. Fernandez. Down low on the give and go. Dorsey kicks it to Loso. Loso baseline. Teardrop up. No good. No foul. Inside. A whistle. Jump ball. And it will stay with the Golden Eagles. 31 and 8/10 seconds remain.
Nice job of getting the jump ball. I think the players knew that they had possession arrow was their way. They're going to call it jump ball. And now Coach Quaranta has a chance to draw one final play up in the final 31.8 seconds left, Jonathan. And, what a really close game that we've had so far here tonight.
Yeah, this has been delightfully so. If you looked at the John Harrell projections of this game, Lapel was favored by 12. So not much was thought of Guerin's chances in this game. However, the Golden Eagles, despite playing with foul trouble, now playing without their 2 best players, have a chance to win this one in the final half minute.
It's going to have to be from an unsung hero. And again, with this timeout, you bring in Natalie Fernandez, who, again, has played 1 game varsity, but she did score double digits in that game. So she has the capability to shoot the basketball at a good rate. Catherine Loso has had a good third quarter, hasn't scored in the fourth, but she's also in double digits here in this game. Katie Koger has had a nice game. She has 6 points so far. I'm not sure how she is shooting the basketball-wise, if she's confident in that. She's passed up a lot of shots so far in this game. I expect, nonetheless, Guerin Catholic to go to the free throw line. They're going to drive the basketball, I believe, try to get to that free throw line. It's going to come down to a rebound. If you miss that basketball, you want to shoot the ball with enough time to give yourself a rebound and time to get up another shot if that's possible. But if you do miss, you have to feel confident because Lapel has missed their last 4 free throws at the line. So Guerin, I believe, is sitting in a good spot here. They just have to capitalize.
Dorsey will inbound for Guerin Catholic. Gotta go. Dangerous entry pass, and it's stolen away by Knepp. 28 seconds to go. Foul offered by Koger, none delivered. Now it's over to Daniels. She's swarmed, playing dangerously by the midcourt line, and now the foul is applied by Natalie Fernandez and Guerin Catholic, sending to the line McKinley Taylor, who's 65% on the season.
So you have the ball with 31 seconds left, and now it's at 19.5. You waste 12 seconds not fouling a player, McKinley Taylor. Now she has a chance for 2 at the line to make this a 2-possession game.
And it is a 3-point game at the moment. She misses it. Guerin's still in good shape, even though they're not a good 3-point shooting team. Pressure-filled free throw there, and missed it. There's 18 seconds left. Guerin could tie on a 3. Koger flings it errantly. Lapel has it. Cross court to Knepp. Morgan Knepp waiting for the foul. There it comes with 8.4 remaining.
You had a good look there. I saw what they were doing. Drive baseline, have everyone collapse to that far right side. You had a player open in the left corner for a 3. Just the hands and the length of this Lapel team has caused problems all day, and that time came through once again on the defensive end. But now it's going to come down to free throws.
Knepp makes the first. She had missed all her free throws so far this game, but makes that one. She has 4 on the evening. It is a 4-point lead for Lapel. Misses the second. Gotta go. Klee with 7. Klee with 6. Klee now looking to shoot. Fernandez scoops it up off the glass, no good, and that will be the game. Lapel hangs on and defeats a spunky Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles team, 46-42. It ended up being an impressive game. We talked that it would be an interesting one, and ended up living up to that and more so. Charles, some quick thoughts before we look at the final numbers.
Yeah, I think the new offense for Guerin has some potential. As you know, you played against a good Lapel varsity team, and you almost came away with the victory. Just missed some opportunities, but I think with Guerin, you have to find other players. If your 2 best players go out as they did tonight, who's going to score the basketball? Things got really stagnant once Labus went out of the game with 5 fouls. So there's some things to clean up. But again, it's a young season, and I think with this new game plan that Coach Poranta has implemented in tonight's game, I think that's something you can look forward to into the future games this year, and just finding a way to shoot the basketball. That full court press and 2-3 zone really caused Lapel some issues. You get that tightened up, offense should come.
The final scoring for these 2 teams, for Lapel, who finished with a 4-point win over Guerin Catholic. Leading scorer McKinley Taylor, who had 20 of their 46 points. A dominant performance by her. Next, with 6, was Michaela McDowell off the bench. She hit 2 threes. 5 points for Lily Daniels. 4 for Morgan Knepp. A huge clutch free throw at the end put the game out of reach. 5 points for Ashlyn Allman. 3 apiece for Delaney Peoples and Anna Willis. Playing and not scoring, Chloe Tucker and Gianna Haseman. For Guerin Catholic, the leading scorer with 15, Olivia Labus. She fouled out. Catherine Loso had 10 after an 8-point third quarter. 8 points for Nicole Cunningham, who also fouled out. 6 points for Katie Koger, 2 for Delaney Klee, 1 for Elia Dorsey. Playing and not scoring, Mia Thompson, Natalie Fernandez, Olivia Patraz, Ashley Sponhauer. Guerin had an opportunity to win the game. They had an opportunity to tie, but turnovers proved they've been costly all season, and they were costly here.
Yep, and you turn the ball over double-digit times, you're not going to win a basketball game a lot. So, both teams turned the ball over, but Lapel came down the stretch and was able to knock down more shots than Guerin was, and That's just the way the things go sometimes, but we'll see how Lapel responds to this game. They have some things to tighten up. We'll see how Guerin responds to this coming up.
Up next for Guerin, they're going home for a little bit. On Tuesday, they play Shelbyville, an opportunity to rebound for Guerin. Shelbyville is 3-11. For Lapel, they will be having the Madison County Tournament, a fun endeavor. They have Frankton next. That'll be a tough game. Frankton 9-5. But I think we've seen some things tonight, Charles. Positives for both teams.
Very positive. I think, again, with this new change that Guerin has gone through, I think that's a good thing for them. Not just finding any shot, I think just a shot that is a good shot. You saw 17 assists before this game. You didn't have 17 assists tonight, but look how close the game was, 46-42. I think it's just finding who is our best player, and let's get them going first, and then everyone else is going to have to come alive. And you had that tonight. You had Loso, who scored double digits. You had Koger, who had a good output tonight, and Labus and Cunningham. Cunningham didn't even score really in that first half. You get her going her normal 11, 14 points per game. This is a tie game, maybe a win for Guerin. So you have to like what you saw here tonight from Guerin Catholic. They have, some good things to look forward to. If you're Lapel, again, you're 11-3 on the year so far, and you've played a good game tonight. Got to keep your bigs out of foul trouble. Those are your key components to any win. And Taylor did a very nice job. So, nice shot for Lapel and nice shot for Guerin.
You don't have to go anywhere, but we are about to have a 20-minute intermission, just like if you went to Broadway. We're having a 20-minute intermission, and then the boys' game will be next here on Indiana SRN. It'll be Lapel and Guerin Catholic, a very evenly matched up two opponents, but we'll break it down in a little bit. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Guerin Catholic basketball on Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
just for Guerin.
Then you could really dig in and win some things beyond just the pride on the floor. But what I think what's going to be interesting is you look at how, you just said this, how even these two teams are. Guerin, they shoot 46% from the field. Lapel 43. From three-point range, Guerin's 35, Lapel 32. From the line, they're both 68.9%. Those similarities, you're expecting this game to be fantastic. The girls' game we had before this was fantastic. It was projected to be a double-digit Lapel win, and then Lapel clipped Guerin by just 2. And then if you look at the odds for this one, Lapel's favored by just 1. And Lapel's had a strong season. They've got a very good team. But if you look at their schedule strength, they're right next to each other in strength of schedule. Guerin's 182, Lapel's 180. And every metric that we have, these two teams are very, very comparable, which should produce fantastic basketball to open calendar year 2020.
And let's talk a little bit about the home team in Lapel. They've got a head coach who's been around the block 2 decades in a row. 39th or 40th year for Coach Jimmy Howes, 616 and 289 in his 39th year, 254 and 123 here at Lapel. How much does that experience really help these players and how it's proving so far early on in this year?
It's invaluable, and you look at what he's been able to do here at Lapel. They've got 2 championship banners as we see the Bulldogs take the court that are a testament to what he's been able to build here and really at all of his stops. But here at Lapel, you've got the recent history. They won 4 years ago in 2016. And then you have these players who played with those guys who were the key contributors or watched them when they were in middle school. So you have this identity for Lapel Bulldog basketball that is, we should be contending for state. And what they've done so far in 2A is they've played they've played a schedule that's in the upper half in the state in just strength, and they've won the vast majority of them. They've won 66% of their games. And that's something that it's invaluable, and it really helps out your star players become even better when you have someone who's able to strategize like Jimmy Howe.
Well, Coach Howell has a player who can go get buckets for him, and that is in the form of his senior guard, Colby Bullard, averaging about 12 points per game on the young season so far, 31% from the three-point line, 77% free throw shooter, 56 from the field. So he's a guy who can really go get his shot if Lapel's struggling on offense.
Yeah, and he has a good running mate with him, Carson Huber. They form a nice backcourt duo for Lapel. Huber, the leading assist man for Lapel, and then you have your leading scorer in Bullard. And when you have a strong backcourt like that, then it makes everything much easier. You're able to work it inside, work it around. And Lapel, they'll be able to spread around. They got a lot of similarly sized players. And then it's going to be a strength of theirs tonight, and it has been this season.
For the visiting Guerin, they're led by head coach Bobby Allen, assistant at Cathedral and under coach Scott Hicks for a long time. He's in his second year here at Guerin, 20-13. In his 8th total year, he's 76 and 87. So a little younger, experienced head coach than what Coach Howell is on the Lapel side, but he's got a good roster here, and that's led by his all-state guard, Bernie McGinnis, 22 points a game, 30th in state in scoring.
Yeah, Bernie, he was a key player for them last year too, but he's really added depth to his game. And I think you mentioned all-state contender in all seriousness. He's getting there. He didn't have a three-point shot last year. Now he's shooting 48%.
Yeah.
So that either means you're the best shooter in the history of forever, or when you do take them, then you're able to knock it down. And Bernie's been able to use that to complement his inside game, and he gets 8 rebounds a game. He's just been a force for Guerin Catholic.
He shoots 75% from the free throw line, 48% from the three-point line, and 55% field goal percentage. So Bernie, again, as we mentioned in the pregame for the girls' game, he's a bucket getter. Coach Allen needs a basket. He's going to Bernie McGinnis. So let's quickly go over the starting lineups for the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. They're going to be led off by guard number 1, Caleb Edwards, a 6'1 guard. Also at guard number 3, Joseph Obelia. He's a 5'11 guard. The guard forward, 6'3 senior for Guerin, number 4, Bernie McGinnis. At another guard forward position, 6'4 senior, number 14, Cameron Witzel. And at forward, 6'5 junior, number 32, Matthew Gillis. For the home team, Lapel, the backcourt you mentioned is a nice backcourt, starting off with the 5'8 point guard, number 10, Carson Huber. He is a senior. Also in the backcourt, stands at 5'11 and a half. They have it marked down on the stat sheet. We'll just call him 6 foot to give him that extra height.
He'll buy it.
Number 32, Colby Bullard. The other forward position, number 34, 6'2 senior Cole Alexander. At the other guard/forward position is 6'2 sophomore, number 42, Blake Mills. And at 6'5", 160-pound forward, he's a senior, number 50, Bryce Carpenter. So looking at, the roster and the starting lineups for both teams, it seems both of these guys have a couple of bigs who, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a size advantage facing one team or the other. Both teams have a couple of towers on both of those sides, so it's not going to be easy getting inside the paint.
Yeah, you think Guerin would have a little bit of an advantage in the size department, probably because they do. McGinnis is 6'3" as a wing, then Weitzel's 6'4", Gillis 6'5". But I think that's going to be an interesting battle for tonight, is between junior Matthew Gillis of Guerin Catholic and senior Bryce Carpenter for Lapel, both 6'5" forwards. They're going to be battling down low all game long. Gillis averages 6 rebounds a game, Carpenter 8. And that's going to be huge for Lapel. Carpenter needs to be able to get those boards because not only is he battling Gillis, but McGinnis loves grabbing rebounds and in bunches. So you have those two ones that Lapel is going to have to team up and try to keep out of the paint, and then hopefully they can grab up their own with Bryce Carpenter.
And would you say that's the biggest key to the game for Lapel, grabbing those rebounds, making sure Guerin doesn't get out in transition, or would you say it's something else?
Yeah, no, I think if you're able to control this, control the paint, and then control the half-court offense, which I think is going to be huge tonight, then that's going to be the winner of this game. If you're able to control the half-court, I'm not expecting transition to necessarily be too big. Both teams don't turn it over very much. Guerin adds 11 a game, Lapel 9 a game. So you're not expecting to capitalize on those per se, but you need to be able to execute your half-court offense. And that's where we're going to see this gamesmanship. Can Jimmy Howe and Lapel limit the opportunities for Bernie McGinnis? And if so, there's another. If you can check that box for Lapel, then you can get a W tonight.
7-2 Guerin versus 6-3 Lapel alongside Jonathan Mathis. I am Charles Benberry. Got an exciting matchup here between the Guerin Golden Eagles and the Lapel Bulldogs, as both players and teams in the half court ready to get this game underway. The whistle blows, and we are set. Lapel will control the ball first, tip into the hands of Carson Huber. And as you can see early, the offense is moving fluently for Lapel, also looking for a shot there. It's in the hands of Colby Bullard. And now in the left wing, now drives baseline is Lapel, and here's the length of Guerin that we talked about in the pregame show, deflecting a pass early. Lapel's going to settle for a long three, and Colby Bullard doesn't care about the long three. He wants three. He's going to get it, the first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, there's one way to bust any good defense is just shoot over it. Here's Gillis inside.
And an easy 2 points there. You see the size strength already from Gillis. Again, 6'5 junior. He's going to have his way inside, and right now it's a 3-2 game.
Here's some pressure, too, for Guerin. They've got their zone. They don't want to let anybody get inside, but you have to feel a little bit hesitant after Bullard's first shot.
2-3 zone deployed by the Guerin Golden Eagles as Huber looks over that defense. Hot potato between Hubert and his center. The shot is missed by Bryce Carpenter, rebounded by Guerin. Quickly pushes the pace up, free throw line, pass back out to the perimeter. And you see the cutoff defense there. Also seems to be a switching 2-3 zone here by, Lapel, and now they switch back to a man.
A little bit of a matchup there in the beginning. Here, Gillis is on the block, and that's where McGinnis, and that's where he really wants it, is if he's able to get to work in the paint, you can't really stop him.
McGinnis, free throw line, thought about a jumper, instead it goes for the defensive player. No foul call, but Caleb Edwards absorbs the contact and gets 2 points. Guerin has their first lead, 4-3.
Nice body control by Caleb, too. His back was the basket. He was looking at the bleachers, and he still made it.
So a quick moving ball movement for between both teams, as you see one pass, and that's it. As Lapel gets inside, that shot's blocked and altered by Gillis. He gets the board. Guerin quickly pushes the tempo up the court. In to the left corner, that is McGinnis, as he thought about a three, and now in the hands of Edwards. And before Edwards can make his move, he's going to be called for a carry, the first turnover for Guerin.
That's the only thing that's stopped him so far tonight. I like him. This is the first time I've seen Caleb Edwards, and he's got some hop to his game. I like this little juice of athleticism on the wing.
He's also lengthy again, a 6'1" guard forward. He's a junior for Coach Allen for Guerin. It's going to be a key part if they want to win this game tonight, as Bullard drives the point with a hot step. Out to the corner, 3 on the far side, and that's Bryce Carpenter's first 3. His first basket as well, 6'4" Lapel.
Oh, dangerous entry pass.
And that time, Carpenter put the pressure on Guerin. And I believe that was Wetzel trying to get a turnover. Couldn't get it. Let's go back to that 3.
This is an interesting shooting motion by Bryce Carpenter, too. Watch how he brings the ball back to his chin. A little double clutch, and then fires it up. Not the smoothest, but it worked on that shot.
He has 3. His team is up 2, 6-4. And Lapel moving the ball from right to left. Trying to find a way to get inside this 2-3 zone deployed by Guerin. Can't find a way to get the ball inside the paint. They'll settle for another deep 3 by Bullard. And again, he says he does not care. He has 6, and his team is up 9-4.
Yeah, that might be a way. If you don't like the zone, just break it by shooting over it, and then they're going to have to switch out of it, because that's one of the antidotes to the 2-3. If you're able to hit those corner threes like that, or from the wing, you're in trouble.
McGinnis in the corner. Passes it back out top of the key. Caleb Edwards, he hit 4:35 to let's go here in the first quarter. As all the points have come inside the paint for Guerin Catholic. Trying to find the big again, and before McGinnis can make his move with the right hand, he's going to be fouled on the inside by Carson Huber. That's going to be his first. And McGinnis can really defeat any zone, as that time he tried to get inside the paint. He gets the ball top of the key. He'll shoot the wide open 3, and that's something you cannot do. Leave him wide open for a 3.
That was much needed by Guerin. Lapel, they've hit fewer shots, but they've made them count. All 3 so far, and then McGinnis able to cut that just a 2-point lead.
And again, he comes in averaging 22 points per game, does McGinnis. Tries a counter, does Lapel. He doesn't get it. McGinnis with the board. Quick outlet to Willis. Willis, nice pass from his point guard. And that's Edwards, Edwards with the layup. He has 4. This game is now tied at 9. Back and forth game here, Jonathan.
Good. That's exactly what we're expecting. We're expecting a close game. We're expecting a competitive one, and that's what we got so far. 2 different styles, too.
Another miss by Lapel. Another board by Wetzel. Into the hands of Bobelia. Bobelia, mid-range jumper off the right side is no good. You see the length there by Guerin. They don't get the board this time, but it is tipped out of bounds by Lapel, I believe, and not knocked out of bounds by Cole Alexander.
This is good. This is what you want to see in basketball. You got 2 teams mid-season, or I'd say we're at the midway point, but you got 2 teams playing hard, sliding on the floor. First quarter, here we go.
Checking into the game is Landon Baer for Lapel. He's guarding McGinnis there. Before McGinnis can get the shot up, they're going to call it on the floor.
Let's check this out again. This is a nice feed up, leaking away. Edwards cherry-picked a little bit. Didn't matter. It's still 2 points.
Yeah, this was a CYO or pickup game. You hate those cherry pickers.
Oh, I get mad at him. Foul next time.
Edwards does it there. He ties the game up. Now McGinnis looking to give Guerin its first lead of the game. Bobelia fakes the shovel pass. Now back to the top of the key in the hands of Wetzel. Wetzel. He finds Edwards. Nice inside pass. Can't complete the layup as Gillis, but he is fouled on the shot. And just checking out the game was Carpenter. He's going to check back into the game as Gillis will go to the line for 2.
This is a really good opportunity for Matt to really show something tonight. Play strong inside. He's already got 3 points. No, now he has 3 points actually. But if he's able to be a factor on the inside, that's just to continue to build up what's been a strong junior season for him, averaging 6 points a game, 6 rebounds a game.
Mills checks out. Carpenter checks in for Lapel. Guerin has a 1-point lead, looking to make it 2 from Matt. He does not convert. And so Lapel down 1 with Carpenter top of the key. Get the ball inside the zone. Carpenter thought about a 3. Bull looking for his 3rd of the game. That time it's short, rebounded by Gillis. Quickly outlets to his point guard. And now McGinnis, left corner, deep 3. That is short, but it somehow finds its way into the basket. His second from McGinnis, and it's now a 4-point lead.
Yeah, Short, that was perfect. He was trying to get that bounce.
Game back and forth between Lapel and Guerin. Guerin right now with the slight advantage. And again, the 2-3 defense, 2-3 zone, still being deployed by this Guerin Catholic defense. A turnaround jumper, free throw line is no good by Cole Alexander. And again, pushing the tempos, McGinnis. Free throw line, jumper, no good. It is rebounded by Lapel.
You see the confidence in his game, though. That's his adding this transition, the jump shooting to his game this season. You can just see he just exudes the confidence.
Carpenter for three. It is no good. And the ball is saved by the point guard, Joseph Bobilia. McGinnis, left wing, three. That time it is an air ball. And that's usually what you want in transition. You get the trailer for a three. McGinnis must have been a wind tunnel there as the shot just comes up short. With a minute 42, his team still leads, though.
Yeah, someone I think poked it with an arrow or something and it took the air out of it.
Must be these fans for Lapel. As you mentioned earlier, it's a Hawaiian night. Leis are being worn around the necks and Hawaiian shirts. So the Lapel faithful are out tonight trying to get a W against the 7-2 Golden Eagles. Right now they find themselves down 13-9. As nice ball movement from Lapel. Can't penetrate the ball inside. Good 2-3 defense by Guerin. Inside Carpenter. Back to the key, Huber. He'll shoot the three. That time it's pure.
And he's a good three-point shooter, 37% on the season. And if that's going to be your strategy, you have to shoot so well from deep if you're not going to go inside at all.
Both teams implementing the full court press as a nice pass from Edwards to Gillis. Gillis has had a nice quarter so far. He's got 5. His team up 3. Bullard, ball in his hands, and looks at the clock, and maybe they're going to try to take some time off of it as Carson Huber swings over to the far side. Now in the hands of the big man, Blake Mills. Mills back to Bullard. Bullard will shoot the left wing three. That time it is short. He gets his own rebound, though. And it's looking for a cutting man, top of the key, and that is going to be a over and back call for Lapel. So Guerin has an opportunity up 3 with 20.9 seconds left to extend their lead going into the second quarter.
That was a good thought by Gage White, but poor on the execution in that juncture. But I think it's just going to be Lapel is asking a lot of their shooters, and they've got some very good ones. But you got to be able to work at mid-range inside at some point.
Man-to-man defense for Lapel. Bobilia stands at the jump center, now right hand, finds McGinnis on a flare. Doesn't take it. He has 5. Bobilia loses the ball. They're going to say it is off of Lapel's foot. 5.3 seconds to go.
Oh, my little screen, pop it out for McGinnis. There it is.
Actually, McGinnis gets a quick, easy basket to end this quarter. He's got 8 full court. He from Lapel is short, and that is how this first quarter ends. 17-12, a back and forth affair. Guerin leads it early. 17-12 your score. We'll be back on Indiana SRN.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome back to Lapel High School. If you like our content here, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at Indiana SRN. You can catch up on any games that you missed. You can live stream us on YouTube with this game or any game going on in the Central Indiana area. Right now, Guerin leads this game by 5, 17-12, alongside Jonathan Mathis. I am Charles Benberry. As a turnover here from Guerin as Huber with the pickpocket steal finds Carpenter. Carpenter thought about a corner 3, swings over to the far side. Bullard quick entry pass, try to get the ball inside, and here's the length from Guerin, another turnover. Here's Bobelia, right wing 3, tries to drive baseline. Inside the paint to Matt Gillis. Gillis can't complete the left hand. And rebound by Lapel. That's a shot Guerin will take every time.
Yeah, you need to hit those too. But it was interesting that first half. We were talking in the opening about that we weren't expecting turnovers to be much of a factor, and they haven't been. Just 5 to this point combined between the two teams, and the rebounding advantage for Guerin 7-4 through the first quarter.
Bullard trying to get around his defender in the 2-3 zone, can't do it. Lapel will reset with Carpenter. Swings over the far side, Bullard once again. All Lapel's field goals in that first quarter were all 3-pointers. So far, have not been able to get a shot off here as another turnover for Lapel, and Coach Allen decides to slow it down here and try to reset his offense.
Yeah, Lapel only took 3 shots that weren't threes in the first quarter.
Edwards with the drive, stuffed by the big man Mills. Fast break opportunity. Here's Hubert. Far side, right corner, a 3. It's long, and it is saved by Edwards. That shot taken by Landon Bear. Bobelia, right corner. He'll shoot the 3. That's pure. Bobelia with his first basket of the game. Timeout called by Lapel, a 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here, and this Lapel offense has not gotten anything going, but the defense here by Lapel, you see the block here by the big man, and that's also a fast break points. That's what Coach Howell wants from his defense. His offense, though, hasn't picked up the slack.
Yeah, they're basically trusting their whole offense to hitting the threes, and they were 4-9 in the first quarter. I haven't hit any yet this quarter either, but what's counterbalancing that is Guerin, when they haven't shot as many, but when they have, they've been fantastic. They're now 3 of 4. So if your whole offense is hitting threes and the other team has made 1 less than you, and they're showing more life, they're working inside, they're more dynamic, then you're in a world of hurt. It's no wonder why you're down 8 if you're Lapel.
Largest lead of the game by any team. The margin is 8 as you see the pressure by that 2-3 zone, and before that a reaching foul is called, going to be called on Cameron Wetzel, his first. But this is exactly what Coach Allen is doing right now. This is what you saw in the Scott Hicks days at Cathedral. He assisted under Coach Hicks for a long time, and he's bringing this intensity, quick-moving game, the 2-3 zone, make you beat this zone, make you shoot, and that's what Coach Allen wants teams to do. And so far, his team's only lost 2 games this year, so the defense is doing well.
Yeah, I like the strategy. I was a little bit nervous about it when we first talked about it.
A deep 3 by Bullard, and that is no good, knocked out of bounds. And I think if you're Coach Allen, if you're letting them shoot 3s all game, go ahead. Yeah, obviously, it's easier to make a 2 than a 3.
Right, yeah, but it was when you first decide to go 2-3 against a good shooting team, then you're like, I don't know about that. Like, they shoot 32%, but you see the advantage of it, and it's been working out so far for Guerin.
Turnover by Guerin, almost a turnover by Lapel. They save it in the hands of Hubert. Bullard has checked out of that game. We'll check the spot after the shot here is missed. Tipped out of bounds by Guerin. Looked to be off of Lapel. It's going to stay with Guerin. Checking into the game is Noah Frazier, a 6-foot guard who is a senior. So lineups for both teams, you have Frazier, Carpenter, Hubert, who just knocked down his second 3 of the game. You also have Blake Mills out on the court and Caden Eakes. Bobelia has the ball and nice pass inside to Matthew Gillis. He has 7, excuse me.
Joseph Bobelia, I like his moxie. That was an aggressive move. One pass, one quick dribble, bounce down.
Turnaround jumper is no good by Lapel. Rebounded by Guerin. Here comes Bobelia again. Free throw line. Thought about a jumper. Doesn't find it. Instead will find Wetzel for 3. That time it's long, and before we can get anything going, looks to be out of bounds. Off the ball. Here's the inbound pass. 3. Take us to it, Jonathan.
Yeah, nice little kick to Huber. They just forgot about him. And you can't forget about a guy shooting nearly 40% from 3.
Not a big guy. 5'8" is Huber, but he can knock down the shot. Ball in the hands of Cameron Oswald, who checked into the game for Guerin. Being guarded up top by Noah Frazier. Wetzel, right-hand dribble, finds Bobelia. He'll take the 3 after the pump fake. It's short, rebounded by a big inside. Wetzel can't complete the and one. That rebound was by Bernie McGinnis, excuse me. And McGinnis will be on the line for 2.
And that was Bernie's game last year. He's not a giant human being. He's 6'3", just 6'3" in basketball, but he played like a power forward.
Going back to Bobelia as McGinnis knocks down the free throw. You know, Bobelia is kind of a prototypical guard for Coach Allen.
Yeah.
He played at Cathedral and in college. He likes those guards who push the tempo, but he can also find his players, knock down the shot when he wants to, a replica of what Coach Allen was.
Yeah, that's the ideal point guard right there. You're taking it to the defense, and you're setting up your teammates, making it easy on them. And that's what he did in that juncture, and we'll see if that continues the rest of this game.
Carpenter, big, playing out on the perimeter, finds his teammate Huber. Being tightly guarded by this Guerin defense, left-hand dribble inside the paint. Now in the hands of Frazier. Frazier can't complete the layup, but before that, I believe a foul is going to be called on Guerin. And if so, it's going to put Frazier on the line for 2. I think that foul's on McGinnis.
It is. It's his first. Yeah, 10 points.
Frazier at the line, shooting 2.
He's got 10 of his team's 24 points. Frazier trying to get in the scoring column. He does. That's his first point of the game, the first point for him. Only the 4th point for Lapel in this quarter. Misses the second free throw attempt. McGinnis with the board. Guerin running their offense in the hands of Edwards. Edwards swings over to the far side in the hands of Oswald. Drives baseline. Try to find McGinnis. Can't control it. Good defense there by Cole Alexander blocking baseline. And Edwards is fouled out on the perimeter by Blake Mills. That's going to be his second personal and the team's 5th.
I think when Edwards, he's got his arms flopping around, his legs are going everywhere. It looked like he was going to twist his ankle. When he touches the ball, he's got a lot of moving parts.
Landon Bayer checks into the game. Blake Mills checks out. So it's Carpenter, Bayer, Alexander, Frazier, and Hubert for Lapel. For Guerin, it is Oswald, Edwards, McGinnis, Wetzel, and Joseph Bobelia. Now in the hands of Oswald, right wing. Finds Bobelia, right hand dribble, left hand up, and layup is no good, but a foul is going to be called on Caleb Edwards on the rebound. It's going to be his first personal and the team's 4th.
I think that's the old Steve Nash layup where you bring it up, drop it way down, and then scoop it up. Nash made him, but he keeps working on that. That's sneaky because it gets the shot blockers out of the way because they go for the ball fake. Then you're able to drop down, bring it back up. But I like his game.
Prototypical point guard for Coach Allen. Gillis checks into the game, and Oswald will check out for Guerin. Lapel trying to figure out a way to break this 2-3 zone by Guerin. Only 4 points here in this quarter. Cross-court pass is a turnover. Here's McGinnis. 1-on-3 behind the back. Euro, Edwards, layup. Cannot complete it. McGinnis will get the board. His strength is just too much right now for Lapel. His 12th point for McGinnis.
He's too good. He's too good on the post. It's almost better to let him try to force him outside because if he gets going down low, you're in trouble.
Double-digit lead, and now another foul by Caleb Edwards. Let's look at that replay again. Edwards misses it, but McGinnis.
He's just always in the right spot. There's some of those rebounders. It's like you just have this little sixth sense for being in the position for the ball to go to, and that's what McGinnis does. He's always in the right spot for the ricochet or that extra bounce.
Bullard is out. Craig is in for Lapel as another missed shot for Lapel. Edwards also checked out of the game, and Oswald checked right back in. He has the ball currently. Finds Wetzel, top of the key. Left-hand dribble. Shovel pass to Bobelia. Bobelia running the offense. Inside to McGinnis, and that's knocked out of bounds. Good defense by Huber.
Yeah, I like Lapel. They're not playing bad. It's just Guerin is playing with so much more confidence, and their offense is working, and Lapel's is just in fits and starts. If they're not getting a three, they haven't made a field goal that wasn't a three-pointer yet.
Bobelia calls out the play, guarded by Huber. In the hands of Wetzel, gets a screen from McGinnis. On a flare, can't find him, now in the hands of Gillis. Pick and roll, Gillis over to Wetzel, knocked out of bounds. You see the length there by Lapel. You mentioned not playing bad. The defense is doing pretty well. Sure, you gave up 26 points, but a lot of those have been threes and free throws.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have your offense going. That's the thing, is if it's easier to get your opponent gets on a roll when you're not having any counterpunch to it.
Miscommunication there, but fortunately recovered by Guerin. Double team Gillis out to Wetzel for three, and that is nothing but net.
Yeah, this is going to be a key juncture here. Lapel's got to get something going these last 2 minutes. Guerin could just blow this thing away if they don't.
Wetzel's first three, and on an alley-oop pass, a foul is called on Wetzel, I believe. Here's that three. You saw the double team.
Wide open.
Yep, pass back out.
That's smart basketball. If they're trying to do that little double team thing, you drop it down low, get it back, quick shot, and Wetzel, fantastic job.
That last foul call was on Wetzel, his second, so he'll take a seat on the bench. Checking in for him, a 5'11 junior, number 2, Elijah Edwards. You see him there, bottom of your screen to the right. Inbounding the ball is Bryce Carpenter under his own basket. Carpenter looking for a teammate, pass back out, top of the key, and another turnover here by Lapel.
I don't like that decision at all by Huber. You got to take that shot. The way Guerin's playing, you got to take the ones when they're there, and he's been hesitant on a couple possessions.
Edwards thought about a three, instead finds his teammate Bobelia. Doubled off the pick and roll. Oswald drives baseline, cut off. Swinged over the far side, Edwards. Right hand dribble, terminates it, finds McGinnis. McGinnis drives. See a lot of back and forth passing, the motion by Guerin. It results in 2 points by Bernie McGinnis inside. And again, you mentioned he's just too big and too strong.
That play, I've seen it a few times with seeing Guerin over the years, and it's just good night. When he catches that with the right hand and able to get space with his backside, you're in trouble.
And a turnover by Lapel. This is a 14-3
Here's what I'm
run.
talking about. He gets that extra space, little push off, no harm, no foul, but there's no way to recover. I've seen it every time it happens. There's the defender has no answer to it.
14-4 run here from Guerin in the second quarter. And right now the ball is in the hands of Bobelia. Under a minute to go here. He'll shoot that three. It is short, rebounded by Lapel, and a foul is called on Matthew Gillis. That's going to be his first personal foul. He has 7 points here in the second quarter. We mentioned Lapel, only 4 points this second quarter. They're going to have to get something going here. This 2-3 zone really affecting the offense for Lapel.
Yeah, Bernie McGinnis is almost outscoring Lapel by himself. He has 14, Lapel 16. And we said this would be a huge 2 minutes, and so far Lapel hasn't found anything.
Bullard try to go baseline. He'll reset the offense, takes it back out. Huber with the right-hand dribble. Terminates that, swings to the far side in the hands of Carpenter. Carpenter finds a cutting teammate, Bear. Bear free throw line. Nice pump fake, finds Huber, left wing, no good. Rebounded by McGinnis. He's got 15 to work with. He'll give it to the point guard. That's Bobelia, 10 seconds on the clock. Crosses the timeline with 8. Right-hand dribble, screens from Gillis and McGinnis. Drives, Oswald, and knocked out of bounds by Huber. It's 4.5 to go here. Huber did a nice job reading that play off a double screen, and Coach Allen wants a timeout with 4.5 seconds left to try to get one last play to have all the momentum going into halftime.
Screen, McGinnis looping around, either going outside to catch and shoot for a three or going down low under the post where you can just lay it in. This has looked, you look at by the numbers, these teams are so even. But production on the court that first half, Guerin has looked better in every single capacity. They've run their offense, they've run their defense. Lapel hasn't taken them out of anything. And offensively, Bernie McGinnis, Guerin's best player, we were assuming that Lapel would try to take it out of his hands, and that hasn't worked. Bernie would, if he just played him by himself right now, he'd be down 2.
Yeah.
So nothing has worked well for Lapel, and everything's gone right for Guerin this first half.
4.5. Oswald would inbound it in front of Lapel's bench. Back screen, that's Wetzel in the right corner. He's got 3. Back to Bobelia. Oswald, he'll put the 3 up, and that is short and no good. That's how halftime ends, 31-16. Guerin all over Lapel. Halftime show is currently right now, and what did you see Jonathan, we kind of harped on a little bit, that 2-3 zone by Guerin, the inability to score points from the Lapel offense. All in all, that leads to a 31-16 deficit.
First, I want to say how impressive it was watching these little kids all sprint onto the floor at the same time, like a little swarm of ants. But I think we saw the advantage. What we were talking about before the game is that you want to, if it's going to be controlled in the half-court offense, and it was. There weren't that many turnovers, and when there were or who controlled it on the half court, it was Gillis inside for Guerin, and then McGinnis, either inside and out. You also had Joseph Babilia was fantastic in pushing the pace. So if there was a missed shot, which for Lapel there were many, then Babilia was getting it in transition, and he was getting it to guys who were on outlets, whether it's Edwards or it's McGinnis working his way up there. And so when there were a few transition opportunities, it was Guerin. When it was half court, it was Guerin. When it was half court defense, it was Guerin. It was just Guerin every way. You can't draw up, if you're Bobby Allen, you can't draw up a better game plan to take on Lapel than what he did, and his Golden Eagles executed it to perfection.
And on the offensive end for Guerin, you have Bernie McGinnis in double figures. You have Gillis, who has 7 points. They're controlling the inside paint. You have a bunch of contributors. Edwards, who had 4 points but had left with foul trouble there. Bobelia has a 3. Wetzel scored 3 points, so you're getting some balanced scoring attack from the Guerin offense. And when your defense is rolling like that, it just seems to be an easy 1-2 complement for Guerin. Lapel, most of their shots have just been from the 3-point line. Yeah. They're going to have to get some 2-point field goals here in the second half.
Yeah, you could tell that they need to go inside. And by inside, I just mean inside the 3-point arc in the second quarter, and they didn't do it. It's just going to be tough for them because they don't seem to have the confidence to be able to penetrate the zone. And we saw some moments where Carson Huber, the point guard for Lapel, he was hesitant shooting the 3. So if you're going to rely on the 3-point shot, you have to hit at least 30% for the percentages to work out. But what he did is if you have it, you have to shoot it, and you got to hit it, and they didn't do it.
Coach Allen has his defense spectacular in the first half. Can they keep it up in the second? Stay tuned to Indiana SRN.
I'm Mary. Welcome to Guerin Catholic High School. Many people believe that we're just like any other school, but I'm here today to show you that we're not. At Guerin Catholic, we are family. Now I know that sounds crazy, right? How can a school be like a family? Well, it all starts with St. Theodore Guerin herself. Her charisms inspire us every day. She's been praying for us since before the school was built, before we were even born. On one of her many resting places, it says, "I sleep, but I watch over the house that I have built." As a student, it's so inspiring to know that we have our own saint in heaven praying for us every day. But if you really want to understand what Guerin Catholic's all about, there's a lot more you need to know about us, starting with who we are. Mother Guerin also has some advice for the teachers. She says, love the children first, then teach them. It is these wise words that inspires our teachers to motivate students and look for the best ways to meet each student where they are. You might think with all this love, academics might not be important, but there is nothing further from the truth. It is because of our faith in seeking the truth that we aspire to know all that we can know. But we can't stop there. We have to know how to think about the knowledge in order to make a difference in the world. Whether you need a little extra help or you're ready to be challenged with an international baccalaureate diploma or anything in between, there is a place for you at Guerin Catholic. But we're not just about academics around here. At Guerin Catholic, we are well-rounded. There are so many ways for you to get involved. Obviously, we have sports. We have 21 athletic teams, including swimming. And if you don't play a sport, we're all about supporting those that do. Our student sections are so much fun. We are spirited. And we also have 43 clubs. So if you don't see anything you like, you can start another one. We also have band, choir, orchestra, and theater. We are involved. At Guerin Catholic, there are so many ways for you to discover and use the gifts that God has given you. We are creative. Getting involved in these activities is not just about having fun. It's also about developing skills that help you become a great leader and providing opportunities for you to lead. At Guerin Catholic, we are leaders. Another great way for you to grow as a leader is through service opportunities. There are so many ways for you to share your gifts with others. Mother Guerin says, you will be happy yourself in making others happy. That's what service is all about. By connecting to local organizations or through mission trips, you'll have plenty of opportunities to serve. At Guerin Catholic, we are compassionate. There are so many opportunities to travel at Guerin Catholic, from mission trips to Costa Rica to performing in New York City. We are explorers. You will find the Guerin Catholic community all around the world, working, singing, and learning, all to get closer to Christ. Here we are at our chapel. This is where I leave you. But as you think about your future, I'll give you one last piece of advice from Mother Guerin. Do not give way to uneasiness about the future. Place yourself gently into the hands of Providence.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Welcome back to Lapel High School, where you see Lapel is down to Guerin 31-16 alongside Jonathan Mathis. I am Charles Bimmer. Let's quickly do a statistical recap here in that first half for Guerin. Caleb Edwards 2 for 4 from the field. He had 4 points. Bernie McGinnis 5 for 7. 2 of those made field goals were from the 3-point line. 2 free throws. He had 14 to lead all scorers. 7 points for Matthew Gillis. He was 3 for 4 from the field. Also contributing points, Joseph Babilia with 3 and Cameron Wetzel from 3. They shot 52% in that first half, 44 from the 3-point line and 75% from the free throw line. For Lapel, a couple of players at 6 points. That is Karsten Huber and Colby Bullard together. They were 4 for 10 from the field. All those field goals coming from the 3-point line. Bryce Carpenter 1 for 4. He had 3 points. 26% shooting in that first half for Lapel. And most of those shots came from the 3-point line. 14 of the 19 shots were taken from the 3-point line. Only made 5 points. So, Jonathan, that seems to be the strategy for Guerin. Make them shoot threes. What would you say in halftime if you were Coach Howell?
Well, maybe we should try to go inside a couple times because we only took 5 shots that weren't threes and we missed them all. and we're getting killed right now. So I think that would be the easiest adjustment is we either need to start making every three we take or we need to find a way through that zone. And the way to do it is you get the ball right in the middle and then you cut around it, and then the zone, the 2-3 becomes a man defense, and then it's very beatable, but they haven't done it. It's kind of like several years ago when IU played Syracuse in the tournament with a great Cody Zeller, Yogi Ferrell team, and the exact same thing. Syracuse ran zone, and IU didn't have an answer. And there we go, inside immediately.
Yeah, you see them go inside. That is Cole Alexander as he makes his first basket of the game. Starters for both teams, that's Huber, Bullard, Alexander, Mills, and Carpenter for Lapel. And for Guerin, it is Edwards, Bobelia, McGinnis, Wetzel, and Gillis.
Gillis just got his 9th point. Here's a steal.
9th point, steal from Guerin. Edwards with the left hand, and Edwards makes it look so easy. And a quick 4 points here for Guerin. 35-18 our score.
Yeah, the way things are going, if Guerin's turning them over too, then Lapel, there's no way they'd be able to come back from this. They got to be very sure-handed in this battle inside.
3-point attempt from the right wing. Nothing but net by Blake Mills, so he has his first field goal attempts. First shots for Lapel are players who didn't score in that first half. Good sign for Coach Howell. Now you got to lock up defensively.
Yeah, and that was all started by working it inside out. You go inside, defense collapses, kick it, and Guerin did so well with that in the first half, and Lapel is able to get a couple baskets off that same strategy.
Knocked out of bounds by Lapel, so possession stays with Guerin. Ball's going to be inbounded on the far baseline. Bobelia, mid-range jumper is nothing but net. Again, a good-looking point guard Coach Allen has in his young junior guard.
I like that shot, too, the little baseline, Jay. That was Gordon Hayward used to do that. I used to do it on the pick in basketball, too. I support it.
Every possession so far for Lapel except one has been attacking the basket. That time can't complete it. Bobelia behind the back. Edwards in the right corner. He'll drive baseline. Bounce pass is stolen by Huber. And here comes Lapel. And Edwards knocks it out of bounds. He saves it. Here's Bobelia. 1-on-3. Left hand. He loses the handle. And now in the hands of Alexander. Alexander almost loses it. Outlets to his teammate in the far corner. A good pump fake ball move and a nice looking shot again by Blake Mills. He has 5 this quarter, 5 in the game. It is a 14-point lead, 37-23. Full court pressure by Lapel. Wetzel, McGinnis, easy 2 points by Matthew Gillis.
Yeah, now he's the second player in this game in double figures, and we see Guerin's weathering this pretty well, but it's a completely different Bulldog team from what it was in the first half.
Tempo has picked up. Lapel attacking the inside of the paint. Now in the hands of Blake Mills, who scored 5 straight for Lapel. Ball is now in front of us in the hands of Colby Bullard. Bullard will take another 3. That is long.
Oh.
Almost rolled in, but it went off the top of the backboard. Let's look at this 3 again by Mills. A nice-looking 3.
Yeah, get it from inside, kick it out. 3. Good coverage by McGinnis, but just a really good shot by Blake Mills. Got up and over him.
Edwards, left-hand dribble. Finds Wetzel, and before Wetzel can make the catch, he's shoved out of bounds by Huber. That's Huber's second.
And Caleb Edwards got a earful from his coach, and deservedly so. He's made a couple questionable decisions here in this third quarter.
And a kick ball by Carpenter. As a substitution, that's Bullard's going to be taken out. He's really struggling in this game. Checking in for him is going to be Noah Frazier. 1 for 2, 1 point in that first half. That coming off of a free throw.
Yeah, Bullard just looked exhausted. It looked like he hadn't sat all game long.
And another kick by Carpenter out on the perimeter. So Howell likes the length of Carpenter guarding the guards out there, and you can see why. The length, whether it be his legs or his arm, causing some trouble for Guerin.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird matchup that it is him, that's Carpenter, causing all his problems, but Guerin breaks it.
Bobelia with a nice look inside to Wetzel. Wetzel can't complete the first attempt. He gets his own rebound. And on his second attempt, he's fouled by Lapel. It's going to be on Huber, his third. And Wetzel is going to go to the free throw line for 2, which in that first half, he did not attempt any free throws.
He's 83% on the year. He's pretty good.
So Wetzel knocks down his first attempt. He's got 4. Second is also good. So an 18-point lead here for Coach Allen and his Guerin Golden Eagles, 41-23. Lapel gets the ball inside the zone. Carpenter can't control it. Now uses the right-hand dribble. Eurosteps with the right hand and somehow wills that basketball in the basket. That's his second point. His second field goal, his 5th point in the game. And he's trimmed the lead down to 16. Quickly is Wetzel. And Carpenter knocks the ball out of bounds. The effort by Carpenter on the perimeter is a nice job, and he's going to get a quick breather here from Coach Howell. Checking into the game is going to be Landon Baer.
Interesting sub. I mean, Jimmy Howell's been coaching a lot longer than I have since I haven't coached at all.
Edwards penetrates the defense, and with the right hand on the left side, gets an easy 2 points. That's 8 points for Caleb Edwards. A long, lengthy guard. Controls the top of the key in the 2-3 zone. He's guarding Huber right now. Huber drives, and he trips Huber before the shot is taken. That's Edwards' 3rd foul. And here's that drive there by Edwards, Jonathan. Right hand. You're going to see Bobelia. You see him just kind of lull this defense to sleep. Edwards fakes left and then drives with the right hand. Easy basket and no defense there by Lapel, as Edwards will take a seat. Huber going to run the offense for Lapel. Right-hand dribble. Now he'll move to the left side, bounce pass over to the far side. That's in the hands of Baer. Swings back over to the near side. It's in the hands of Rennan. He's going to shoot the 3. It is short. Rebounded, though, by Lapel and Baer. Baer trying to find a teammate to pass it to. The defense just swarming. Here comes Guerin. 3-on-3. Wetzel into Oswald. Oswald tips it out to a teammate, top of the key. Now back in the hands of Wetzel. Wetzel, far side. Bobelia. And he'll wisely slow things down to face this man-to-man defense by Lapel.
Nice.
McGinnis to Wetzel and a turnaround jumper by Wetzel. Nothing but net. He has 7. 5 of those coming here in this third quarter. And it's now a 20-point lead for the Guerin Golden Eagles,
Yeah, Lapel, since they've been doing their subs, they haven't really looked the same as they did early this quarter. And it's same result. They've been missing everything.
Wide open 3 taken by Corbin Reinen. It is missed. Knocked out of bounds on the rebound attempt by Lapel. So Guerin will take over. They're doing this with McGinnis on the court. Hasn't scored this third quarter, but he's got a 20-point lead. He has 14. Lapel has 25, so he's scored almost as much as Lapel.
Yeah, I don't think him not scoring is been much of a problem, but he's gonna answer it right there.
He got positioned inside the paint with a right-hand floater. He's got 16, lead 22. Reinen finds a teammate on the baseline, and that is knocked out of bounds. Just the help defense, Jonathan, is just so good. You get everyone down to the baseline, and then you think you have a player open on the far side, and just the rotation by Guerin is just excellent right now.
Yeah,
so far.
you have to have some crisp passes. You got to work it inside. You see Jack Parentow's now in for Guerin, but Lapel, the crispness, the vigor that they played at the beginning of this quarter, it's waned as the minutes have dwindled.
Far side, that's Baer. Terminates the dribble. Finds his teammate. A turnaround jumper. Free throw line extended is no good. Rebounded by Oswald in the hands of McGinnis. McGinnis pushing the tempo. Left-hand dribble. Loses it. Finds a teammate Wetzel. Bobelia. Corner. 3. Short. But McGinnis gets his rebound. No look pass. That's in the hands of,
Parento.
Parento, Thank you for that. In the hands of Oswald. Oswald, left-hand dribble. McGinnis thought about a 3. Doesn't take it. Wetzel will take it instead. That is long, and an over-the-back foul is going to be called on Guerin.
Jack a little over-eager on that one, I suppose. But you can see it where it's just Guerin, everything that they do looks better. Like, they've been working around. They're just plain sharper than Lapel has been. And Lapel, what they need to do is what they're doing right now. Go into the middle and then break down the defense, but they don't commit to it. Nice.
Nice high-low action there. Finds his teammate, Caden Akes, with his first 2 points of the game. And that's exactly what you're talking about, the high-low. Get the ball inside, break the defense down, wide open every time.
Yeah, that's what you do against the zone. That's the way it works. But you have to be patient and you have to be persistent. Oh, look out, Bernie.
And McGinnis clearly pushed their refs to not call it. And that's going to be Lapel basketball. Coach Allen looking for an explanation. Here's the high-low replay, as Coach Allen explains.
So you want to go down in the middle. Now, this one is a little bit different because they went straight from the top down to the bottom, and that's not you can't rely on that because it's not going to be there that often. But it's the same thing Bernie McGinnis does. You create some space, drop down. But that's the way you're going to break it down and go inside like this.
Ikes gets his offensive rebound on a shot. He is fouled by, I believe that's going to be on Jack Parento, excuse me. That's going to be his first personal foul, the team's second foul on Parento. And now Akes at the free throw line. It is long. You see bottom of the screen, McGinnis trying to get an explanation on that last out-of-bounds play. Coach Allen still not satisfied. He's talking to the ref as well. So
that's
you
good.
think your team's up 20 points and you're still, chirping at the refs.
That's how you get the next call. You pressure him. Nice rebound, Jack.
Ikes misses both free throw attempts. McGinnis, right-hand dribble through the legs. And Bobelia will slow it down. Left-hand dribble. Shovel pass to McGinnis. Terminates the dribble. Finds a newly checked-in Will Grissom. Now McGinnis spins left. Free throw line. It is blocked by Ikes. Here comes Lapel. 2-on-2. Euro floater. No good. And they're going to call a blocking foul. A late call.
Yeah, that was late. That was the right call, but you can still call that in a timely manner. But I think it was a block, but you just don't. You hate seeing that where it's like, if it's a foul, then call it when it happens.
Grissom fouls Blake Mills, who's going to be at the line. He cannot knock down the first free throw attempt as Cole Alexander checks into the game and Caden Ikes checks out.
And that's the thing that's haunted Lapel this game is especially this half. They didn't take any free throws really in the first one, but if you're going to be trying to make a comeback of any distance and you're getting free throw opportunities, you got to hit them, and they haven't done that.
6 points this quarter for Blake Mills. Not enough as his team is down 28-47. Bobelia weaving his way through the defense, finds his way to the top of the key. In the hands of Grissom. Grissom triple threats. Finds his teammate Oswald. Oswald drives. Floater blocked. Here comes Lapel and Mills with an easy 2 points. He's got 8 this quarter. Down to a 17-point lead. Bobelia with 2. Crosses the timeline. Does he get a shot up? He does. Floater, no good. And that is how this quarter ends. 47-30. We've got 8 minutes left to go. Can Lapel cut into the lead? Find out next on Indiana SRN.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
If you like the content that we produce here at Indiana SRN, make sure you follow us on all platforms, but especially YouTube. You can check our webcast game. You can check any game also on our broadcasting, whether it be radio or webcast. Again, follow us on YouTube at Indiana SRN. Never miss out on action on Indiana high school sports. Jonathan, Lapel looks better that quarter. Scored 14 points that third quarter. Gave up 16 to Guerin. And they still find themselves down 17 points, though.
Well, they took 12 shots in that quarter, and 9 of them were two-pointers. So that's progress in its own right. Problem is they dug themselves in such a gigantic hole in that second quarter. that it's going to be very difficult for them to dig out of it, if not impossible. But Guerin has to play their game. However, if they do this, then it's going to be Lapel's got a chance.
Turnover for Guerin. Let's go ahead and reset the offense for you. On the court is Bobelia, McGinnis, Grissom, Oswald, and Jack Parentu. We'll check Lapel's starting lineup after their possession. Carpenter has the ball. Carpenter, right corner. 3 is short. Rebounded by Edwards. Poked away. Here comes Lapel again. In the hands of Mills. Mills, Euro steps. And that is stolen by McGinnis. Good defensive awareness as that's tipped out of bounds. Let's go and reset quickly the Lapel offense for you on the court. Carson Huber, Cole Alexander, Corbin Reinen, Blake Mills, and also Bryce Carpenter.
Blake Mills has been their best player so far this half.
Oswald drives baseline. Bobelia, right corner. 3. It's short. Hasn't shot the ball well from the field. Huber gets the rebound. Pushes the tempo. Bounce pass. Nice pass to his teammate. And an easy 2 points for Corbin Reinen.
And Lapel's good in those situations. They've had so few of them. But it's 15. They got to keep this pressure up.
15-point lead. Oswald controls the ball for Guerin. Edwards. Looking for a screen from McGinnis. Decides not to take it. He'll drive left baseline. And before he can do that, he is fouled by Blake Mills. That's going to be his 3rd personal foul.
And Mills a monster quarter. He had 8 points in that 3rd quarter, and he had a couple monster swats too. Just really playing with the channeled aggression that you need to be able to get back into a game like this.
McGinnis inbounds in front of his own bench. Bobelia again weaving his way through, trying to break down this defense. Gets it back out to the top of the key. Finds McGinnis. McGinnis swings over to the far side in the hands of Bobelia once again. Has the mismatch. Tries to get the ball inside the paint. Instead, they find McGinnis. He screens Edwards. Back to McGinnis. McGinnis, right hand, 2 points. Count the basket. He'll have a chance for one more at the line.
Bernie, he's just so tough in the post. His footwork is fantastic. His anticipation is fantastic. He's excellent. If he was 6'9", he would be going. Every school in the country would want him.
Yep.
Yeah, just check this out. But anytime he gets position, he's off balance and he's fouled and he still makes it. And he made the free throw too. He's just excellent down low, but he's had to add that dimension to deepen his game, and he's been doing so. And he's been clobbering Lapel to 19 points.
Carpenter thought about a shot, decides not to take it. He's been a little indecisive as they finally break down this defense. Huber, right corner 3 in front of his bench. It's short, rebounded by Gillis. Quick outlet, and there's the defense by Carpenter. He's had a lot of deflection so far here in the second half.
Whoa, that was crazy. Like it was probably a good pass, but the way Carpenter moved, it hit him almost in the belly button.
Tight defense on McGinnis. Edwards now controls 3-point stance. Gillis has it. Pump fakes. Bobelia. He thought about a 3. Closer game, probably would have taken that. Instead, wisely resets the offense, swings back to the far side with Edwards. Left-hand dribble, back to Bobelia, left corner. Wetzel, McGinnis, top of the key. That time it's long. Edwards with his length gets the rebound, but they're going to call him for an offensive foul. Looked to be over the back. He picks up his 4th.
Yeah, but back to that shot. That was the right shot. That was a really good possession, even though it didn't come up with points. But considering there's no shot clock, the clock is your friend. You're up by 18. You're able to work the clock. You're able to work it around and then get somebody, your best shooter, wide open. That was a phenomenal offensive possession. I'm really impressed by Guerin. Of the times I've seen them play, both last year and this year, this is the most thorough Guerin team that I've seen, But I didn't broadcast any of their games when they won state titles. But this team is really good.
Free throw line jumper is no good. Rebounded by Wetzel. They've got a couple big guys in Wetzel and Gillis who can really go and get that board for Coach Allen. Both players have over 6 boards in this game. Looking for the pick and roll action with Gillis. Can't find him. Missed an opportunity. Oswald drives baseline. Top of the key, and that is Wetzel for 3. But before he can make the basket, looked to be someone stepped out of bounds for Guerin.
No, it was 3 seconds in the lane. They're lingering there too long.
And for Bobelia, I think you'd want to take that corner 3 shot. He had a wide open, you got to love the pass-first mentality from a point guard, but when you have an open shot, you got to take it.
Yeah, well, they're in a little bit of the prevent defense type mode almost, where you don't want to do anything. You don't want to throw the game away.
Good action inside. The hands too much for Guerin. Good pump fake and a nice jumper is no good, though. Can't knock it down. Corbin Reinen. That's what you want on the offensive end. Offensively for Guerin, here's McGinnis. And it is stolen by Lapel.
He floated it.
Huber. Good look. Reinen, mid-range jumper is good.
There you go. He's been shooting confidently, and you knew one of those was going to win. I think he traveled. Or he's here. Fouled by Huber? I think it's fouled by Huber.
It is going to be a foul on Huber. It's going to be his fourth personal foul. Him and Blake Mills.
Yeah, check this out. So he missed the last shot in transition, but this time he was feeling some anger. Like, I'm making this shot.
30-second timeout called on the court. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Looking ahead to the next game for both teams. Lebanon will be traveling to Guerin. They are 6-5 on the year to face, again, off against this Guerin Eagles team. For Lapel, their next game will be at Hamilton Heights, another tough game for them. Going into that game, they were 7-3, so Lapel having to face a tough Guerin team and then have to travel on the road to Hamilton Heights.
Yeah, well, if you can't handle Bernie McGinnis, and Bernie is really good, then you're not going to – the Etchison kid's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. So you got some really good – that's one of the things I love about Indiana high school basketball is you have some phenomenal individual talents to go with really good teams. And this is a tough stretch for Lapel, having to handle McGinnis, which they haven't, and then try to handle Etchison coming up.
Oswald breaks the full court press put on by Lapel. And now Guerin will get into their offense. McGinnis sets the screen, finds Willis top of the key, can't control it, finally does now in the hand of Wetzel. Bobelia, left baseline, he's going to reset the offense. Here's Oswald. Free throw line. Goes back to the left hand, and here comes Bobelia once again. Resetting the offense, drives with the left hand, gets the mismatch he wants, big on small. And with the screen, now Lapel has a chance to reset their defense, so now everyone is back to their defensive assignments. Looking for the high-low inside McGinnis. McGinnis right-hand floater. Once again, 2 points for McGinnis.
He's money. You can't let him get in the post or he's going to kill you, which is exactly what he did tonight.
1 point shy of his average on the year, 21 for McGinnis tonight. Left corner, that's Reinen. 3, no good, rebounded by McGinnis.
That Reinen kid's going to be good. He's just a sophomore.
Confident-looking jumper, top of the key, Bobelia. And again, another opportunity for a shot. Wisely decides, with an 18-point lead, to not take the shot, waste some time off the clock. And that's what he does here with the ball as he moves back to the middle of the court with the left-hand dribble. Back to McGinnis inside. And another 2 points for McGinnis.
He's so crafty down low. And he's got 23. It's just, if you're a defense, you need to, put 5 people on him. Don't let him go down low at all.
Another turnover for Lapel. Try to get the ball inside. And this 2-3 zone by Guerin has just been too much for Lapel. Again, they come in scoring about 60 points a game as McGinnis, left corner 3, rattles in and out. Rebounded by Lapel. Both teams give up around an average of 54 points a game. That's where Lapel's at now. Bullard knocks down a right corner 3. Finally knocks down a shot.
Yeah, I think that would be a generous way of putting it.
But again, both teams give up only around 53, 54 points a game. Lapel only giving up 37 as the ball is knocked out of bounds by Huber. And let's look at that three-point attempt here again by Bullard. Finally gets it down off the fast break opportunity.
Well, everyone was still in Hamilton County when he shot that one. He had a whole county distance to shoot it. No one, Charles, I think he could have made that one from here with that type of defense.
Mass substitutions for Guerin Catholic as some bench players have come into the game. Edwards, Bobelia stay on the court. Checking into the game, Elijah Edwards. Oswald will also stay on the court. And Jack Parento will check in for Lapel. It looks like Blake Mills has checked out of the game. Huber will stay in along with Reinen. Bullard also stays on the court. And a couple of bigs on the court, Caden Ikes. And I believe that is Luke Rich. Minute 40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Guerin is going to cruise to their 8th win on the year. They're going to move to 8-2. as they defeat the Lapel Bulldogs right now, just playing some keep away.
Yeah, I mean, this game was won by Guerin in the first half. They threw Lapel so completely out of their comfort zone that the hole was dug so deeply there wasn't a way for them to get out of it. And that's a credit to Guerin and the quality basketball team that they have.
Dominic Ferrucci set the check-in for Guerin, as we have a 1-and-1. It's going to be the second foul on Corbin Reinen. Coming up post-game show, we're going to try to get Coach Allen here for a post-game interview, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Edwards checks out of the game. And again, Ferrucci checks in.
It's always good to see Dom get in. He's puts a lot of hard work over his time at Guerin.
Oswald misses the free throw attempt. Luke Rich with the board. About a minute to go here in the fourth, as a corner three by Bullard is good. He has 12 points, all of his points coming from the three-point line. You were getting those shots consistently early in the first half for Bullard.
Yeah.
This game could be a lot closer.
Yeah, well, you're going to look at it, see 12 points. That's impressive, but he wasn't much of a factor in this game. And getting a couple of cosmetic 6 points here in the last 2 minutes aren't really going to help the team's cause, obviously.
And a body foul out on the top of the key on Will Grissom. That foul is going to go on Noah Hudson, who checked into the game. It's going to be his first personal foul. Grissom's going to go to the free throw line. Getting ready to check in for Guerin is Sam Osborne, a 5'10 junior guard. Oswald will take a seat. So 14-point lead now stays that way with a missed free throw attempt by Guerin. Now looks like Guerin has gone to a man-to-man defense here with the reserves into the game. Crisp ball movement here for Lapel. Ball swung here on the near side in front of their own bench. That ball is in the hands, I believe, Nathan Miles. So that ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Lapel has 17 seconds left. And a stolen by Will Grissom. And that is, and actually, no, the foul is going to be called. Foul is going to be called on Luke Rich, his first personal foul. So Grissom back to the free throw line. He missed his first attempt. This attempt is good.
Here you go, Will.
Will's first points of the game.
Well, I hope Coach Allen's in a good mood tonight. I mean, he deserves to be.
He should be. 16-point lead, likely a 16-point win, as he loses the ball and Lapel can just run it out. 2 seconds left. 56-40 is our final score. Guerin defeats the Lapel Bulldogs. And again, make sure you stay tuned for the post-game show. We're going to try to get Coach Allen here as this is going on. We'll go ahead and take a quick break here. You're listening to Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Our family has been very happy working with Wallflower Pictures,
because they make sure that I get the acting skills that I need in this industry and the education that I need.
Wallflower Pictures supports UV's journey in the industry. They're very passionate about his growth, and they're very professional and attentive to our needs.
And I truly believe in the projects I've worked on, like For the Boys and The Walk.
We love working with Wallflower Pictures.
We're with Coach Allen, the head coach for the Guerin Catholic Eagles. And, Coach, great game so far. That 2-3 zone really seemed to give out some trouble for this Lapel defense. Talk about that defense and what you wanted to see from your team.
I think one of the things that we've been working on the past couple of weeks is just being active, whether we're playing man-to-man or zone. But our guys came out. We had some length. We put Caleb Edwards on top of that 2-3 zone, and we were able to disrupt them a little bit. We forced some deep perimeter shots, got some rebounds, and we were able to get some easy offensive opportunities because of that.
Offense was easy, especially for Bernie McGinnis. Comes in averaging 22. He scored 23 points, 30th in scoring in the state. What does he bring to this team, not only offensively, which is, last year he was just an inside player. He's developed a jump shot. You saw that tonight with 2 threes.
Yeah, Bernie is just a very versatile player for us, very experienced player. Obviously, we love having him on our side, but he's able to get to the basket and force mismatches on the other team. He played inside and out for us, and our guys did a good job of finding him when they needed to get him the ball. But when he gets going, then the defense has to focus on him, and that opens up some other opportunities for some of our other guys.
9 for 14 from the field, coming from Cathedral under Coach Hicks. We like to play fast and that 2-3 zone athletic. You have that here defensively. 8-2 on the year so far. You got to be happy with the start so far. Really.
Yeah, that's 6 straight wins for us. Yep. Our guys are starting to buy in to these little segments. We had a 5-game segment where we won 5 straight. But I think the energy that we have right now is starting to filter throughout the program, and our guys are starting to get excited and realize that we're a pretty good ball club.
Defense leads the offense, 52% in the first half, 55% in the second half. Your team very efficient. Most of those baskets coming inside. What was working? What was Lapel's defense not doing to slow you guys down?
I think when our goal is to get that switch and get that mismatch inside and to continue to work the ball side to side until we got what we wanted inside. And, you saw it when we had Bernie down low or we had Matthew Gillis down low and we had a smaller guy on him, we were able to get the ball into them successfully and then finish inside.
Coach, congratulations on the win. 6 straight.
Appreciate
it.
Got
a tough game against Lebanon next week. Good luck with that. And Guerin Catholic, again, another 56-40 victory over Lapel. And we'll go and run over quickly statistically for Guerin Catholic. 8 points for Caleb Edwards. He was 4 for 6 from the field. Bernie McGinnis, 23 points, 9 for 14. 7 points for Cameron Wetzel, 2 for 5 from the field. And Matthew Gillis had 11 points, 5 for 6 from the field. And he also had 6 assists. Again, 52% in that first half, 55% in the second half. 58% in the second half. For a game, they shot 55%. For Lapel, they really struggled offensively. They were led in scoring by Colby Bullard, 12 points, knocked down 2 late threes there in that game, or in this game, Carson Huber struggled from the field, 2 for 7. He had 6 points. Blake Mills had 8, 3 for 8 from the field, and Bryce Carpenter had 5. Also scoring was Caden Ikes. He had 2. Corbin Reinen had 4. Cole Alexander had 2, and Noah Frazier had 1. 26% in that first quarter for Lapel. In that first half, second half, shot a little bit better, 43% for a game. They were held to 35% shooting for the game. Once again, our score 56-40. Guerin all over the Lapel Eagles. Thanks to Jerry for producing today's game. Thanks to Grant for all the camera work alongside my partner, Jonathan Mathis. I am Charles Benberry saying stay inspired, and we'll see you next time here on Indiana SRN.